Humidor shop, Humidor shop, get ready. Humidor shop, get ready. Humidor shop, sports. Humidor shop, cigars. Humidor shop, get ready. Humidor shop, get ready. Humidor shop.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your boy, Mr. SmokeFella, here with my SmokeFella brothers, Humidor Sports and Cigars by way of Sports Zone. Hey, man, we here at Mario Cigars. What's that address?
1765 West 95th Street.
Right, our girl AJ and Mario hosting us up here, man, showing us some love. Man, we got a whole lot to get into, but I got to announce my panel here behind me. I got Mr. KDL33. What say what's up to the people, my man?
How y'all doing? Good Saturday morning. Let's get it.
And I got he's fresh off house arrest. Angry Man. What's up, Angry Man?
You said what?
You off house arrest, man.
Oh yeah. I'm back though, Sean. Consistently now for the next week.
Hey, I got my man PG69 in the house, aka Face,
Yo.
aka Sir SmokeFella, aka
Yo, what's up, people? Yeah, stop. Quit while you were here, brother. Quit while you were here. Yeah, you was.
Hey, I got my man, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. The lefty in the building. What's up, man?
What's going on? I don't know why the hell they got us drinking this 120 proof at 11 o'clock in the morning, but courtesy of him. Courtesy of Meech.
We got a special guest here. We got Big Meech.
No thank you.
Thornridge's finest.
Oh, I ain't saying much.
Allegedly the finest. Hey, protect yourself at all times. You know the rules of the show. You've been around us for a while. So say what's up to the people, my man.
What's up, everybody? Smoke Daddy in the building. Fuck that cat to the right.
Hold on. I almost threw up when it said Smoke Daddy.
Smoke that.
y'all didn't know that's what he be calling himself now, Smoke Daddy.
At first, I thought he said Smoke Diddy. I was just,
Hold on, no Daddy. Ain't that type of show. That's that shit, that Smoke Daddy.
much love.
You might actually call you
Yeah.
I hope not.
Your girl called me.
Whoa. You starting out early, baby.
See, y'all get the shots.
That was a right cross.
Throwing flags on the plate early, man. We need a
Earl.
referee in here.
That was a right cross he just gave.
But man, we got a whole lot to talk about, man.
It's cool, man.
We definitely gonna talk NBA, man. We're gonna get to that. But
God.
man, it's been a crazy time. You was just talking about Mayweather being broke.
What?
Well, probably rich folks broke, but yeah, it's been all over the news, man. Bankruptcy. Supposed to be filing bankruptcy, man, for some $402 million scam or something. But yeah, his money running low, man. Old Money Mayweather.
His money funny.
His money funny.
Yeah, right.
Man. Yeah, his money didn't got. Oh yeah, no, it's been pretty much confirmed. Stephen A. Smith, everybody been talking about it, man. His money is money didn't got short. Money didn't got short. Hey, talking about his reckless spending habits and all that. So that's pretty much it, man. With all that bragging and all that thing, Tyson was talking about it too. So all the $1 million watches and the 30 cars and the houses and all that.
He got a lot of property though.
The entourage is
all that.
yeah.
The kids.
Hey,
The kids.
if I make it, I ain't putting none of y'all on.
We believe you, Lionel.
Lionel?
We believe you, Lionel.
Like Richie? Yeah.
No, we're gonna be the entourage.
I thought it was Lionel. I thought you were talking Lionel. I was going to ask him which one of the Lionels you was talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, Rich.
No,
Just like we left the
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania today, so y'all
Tag
got
team.
it?
WrestleMania.
I got you.
Hey man, that's hard to see, Sly.
What?
Him being broke, man.
Who,
It's just
He ain't broke.
It's broke. I'm broke, and they broke.
They broke.
He ain't hard.
He's doing a Trump bankruptcy, dog. A
Right. Yeah, that could be
So
And access.
right, that's what it is. He already had a lot of
Access to his
assets.
mama name. Yeah, that type of stuff.
Because you think about all
Remember, you work for the government. I'm recording that. No, just remember.
now, but they were saying that's why he was doing all these little bullshit fights.
but he was doing them before.
But they were saying those are money grabs.
That was
He
his last
need the money. I'm saying that's why he been doing those fights. It's a
He
money
been
grab.
fight.
You know those exhibition shits he be doing.
Exhibitions.
Yeah, they say he need the money. He owed the government
Over in Saudi
20-something million. He owed the government everybody. He was
Dubai. Where you go get that paper.
So
You go fight them.
you was jacking off all your money in this material stuff, but they had no investments.
But he had investments.
He had
man.
investments.
No, he still got his fight thing. He still making money on that.
So 50 put him out there about that. That fight promotion technically is not his.
Well, his dad.
Wait up.
No, not even his dad. He said he technically still under Golden Boy.
We don't
My
take
man
this and
still
put them out
making
there.
money.
So the money is getting split up a whole bunch of ways. He's not getting what he's saying, and
He's not getting
you
that
know,
bread.
So
Right.
I and I hate to do this, it's bad look, but I agree with what he said.
Who is he?
Just throwing it.
Stay got a whole day.
This is a Trump bankruptcy. This is a Trump bankruptcy.
Oh my God.
So when you get money, it's a different way that they file for bankruptcy and get that off, right, and keep it moving than if you file for bankruptcy. So it's a different thing. It's a rich. Okay, let me clean this up. Let me get this right, because the man ain't.
Hey,
Right, the man ain't.
I thought you were comment, not the IRS.
Hey,
No, what
He
I'm
just
saying
broke the
is,
whole
but
thing.
he did.
what I'm
But he
saying
in
is,
the
he's
phone
not
sales.
broke. Like Trump
He-
did file
he
bankruptcy
makes
5, 6 times.
But like we said,
Just to get
it's
this out
not
the
a.
way. Let me
It's not our broke. It ain't payday loan broke. It's just
Right.
broke. Like
so you
he went from 100 million to maybe 10 million.
so
That
you
type
saying
of-
Okay, but
Shit,
shit,
Slide tried
type of broke.
when Slide had to get from under that maximum payment.
Boom.
That's what you talking about.
what?
That's bad credit, bro. That's different.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
That was totally
I would
unnecessary.
have my truck for 3.
That was totally unnecessary. That was totally unnecessary.
That's what I had heard.
Yeah. But I think for him, even filing bankruptcy, it's embarrassing on his
Well, I
part.
give you that. It's-
Because he runs around, he's bragging so much about all this money he got in $1 million watches
Rich people
and
don't
the,
care about
the
that.
ridiculous amount of spending that he
I was
does.
just gonna say that. part.
Rich
They
people
don't care about him.
They don't care.
Oh, he cares.
As long as they keeping
Oh,
their
he
paper.
cares.
As long as you keeping your paper and not having
He's an arrogant ass, though. He's an arrogant ass.
He's still the best fighter ever fought.
No.
since we talking about
No.
arrogant,
I'm just telling you the truth.
No.
Something like that.
what about your boy hitting the transfer portal like this is a free agency, holding out the spring game? What's the kid name?
For the 2 million, you trying to get that 2 million?
Trying to get that 4 million.
You talking about Nico?
Yeah, yeah,
Nico?
yeah. He trying to get that 4 million.
I'm gonna take the athlete's perspective.
Oh,
We know you are.
That's the game.
Now.
That is the
game
game
now.
now. So he gambled.
no, Kev.
No, yes.
I got to call bullshit on
that is the game now.
I understand
That
the
is-
game that you're referring to.
Can I get my point out?
No, bro, because you want some bullshit.
This is my opinion. Just like you.
Okay, all right.
So
Can he finish his opinion?
right.
Mick-
Max. But look, what he doing is he gambled, right? He thought he was all that. No, you give me 2. I think I deserve 4. So I'm gonna hold out, right? That's today's athlete, right? It ain't about. It's just like the Syracuse dude. They giving a wide receiver no $2 million. Bye bye.
But he did say, unless he like
So-
to got to play Ohio State.
So
Right. He said that's Ohio State.
let's understand this. This is a new additive to the game where you're holding out. Nobody was holding out. These 4 years since the transfer portal and NIL, you ain't never heard nobody holding out for money. They hit the portal, they gone.
So let me
Now,
say
this guy gonna hold out and say, I ain't playing in the spring game
He's a starting quarterback.
until you up my ante.
Because he's a starting
That's,
quarterback.
that's NFL league stuff.
So,
But that's
so
what it is.
college
It's
football,
the business anyway.
so college football and NFL football ain't the disaster what the NBA is and what college basketball is. You know what they did when he did that? They blackballed him. They said, we're not going to pay you. He had to go to UCLA, was one of the worst teams in college football last year. And they still only gave him $1 million. He lost money. But that's what he get though. It's because football, you can't gangster them in no level. From high school, pee-wee, college, pros, football, it runs everything.
Don't say pee-wee, somebody got PTSD when he got his ribs broke. But let's keep going.
You messed that whole thing
Yeah,
up.
you did. That was completely unnecessary. But college basketball, oh, of course. That's what they do. See, they buy that. That's why all the Baylor team is gone from 2024. It's not one player on that. Either they graduated or hit the portal. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Notre Dame got hit.
That's ridiculous.
The whole team.
That's the whole. That's the
Yeah, wait, Indiana, the whole team.
So we had this conversation.
They all left because the coaches though. The coach left.
No, he was leaving anyway. Coach don't get nothing to do it.
Come on, man. If he was there, you wouldn't see.
Yeah, they was
you wouldn't have saw the whole team.
The whole team left because that's what
They got to build from the bottom up.
basketball is absolutely pathetic. How they handle players in the NBA with the gun shooting John Morant. The basketball is all messed up anyway.
But you making my point, bro. That's the game today. The game today is it's NIL money. It ain't whether I'm a player or not. It's how much I can get from you. How much you gonna pay me? So dude gamble. I'm not saying it was a smart gamble, but he gambled. So I'm gonna hold out. Right? I'm gonna hold out.
Somebody told me.
He might have got mad about it.
He didn't think
He
they had a
might have
hold
got
on to hold out.
But allegedly, that's the family did it.
The family.
So it's
But the family said,
hold out.
but I'm gonna go with the family. The family said it was about the coach, about the office. That's what they
Right,
said.
didn't they say it was promised for?
No, they said it was more about the offense and not him holding out for money.
Oh.
That's what the family said. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anytime the number one basketball player in the country goes to BYU with no girls there, that team's okay. He went to a school that you can't even have sex in.
Well, he don't even.
So what that is?
Hey, Slide. What'd you say? A number one player, he should have a lot of girls around him.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think. He turned down my North Carolina team.
Right.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
But he should.
Dude is going to BYU. Yeah, he went turned down Kansas too, sir.
First of all, his women at BYU.
You can't touch him.
He ain't a woman. He's not a woman.
Well,
They don't have nothing to do with it, bro. That's a
You're not supposed to.
Okay.
You're not supposed to.
If you believe he's not, you're crazy.
You're not supposed
Well, the dude that's giving all this money away for BYU to get these players, he only Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
He's a Mormon. So what I want you to do is touch one of them girls. Touch one of them girls if you want to.
Connection to the Utah Jazz is Danny A.
Yeah, but this is so. With all this happening, what we talk about every week, when this NIL got presented, when all this got presented, transfer portal and all this, we said it was gonna go crazy because there's no structure. It's no structure to none of this. It's no consequence. They can move how they move. Max Crosby just became a GM of North Carolina.
North Carolina.
He just became a GM. Like this is just the beginning.
now
This is gonna get bananas. It's gonna get
worse. Steph was the GM over at Davis.
Why did you bring that up? He
Did
won't
want to do it.
He won't even get a.
I didn't know
Want
that.
to do that. Yeah,
Oh,
Steph
shit.
is the GM over at
He won't
Davis.
even get a. He won't even get a 16th recruit to go to Davis. So stop. Why you bring that up? But anyway, Kevin, I agree with you totally. We're not going to be stuck in this conversation. I agree with you totally. You know what I'm saying?
You just don't like
About
light
the
skins.
athlete.
You don't like light skins.
You know, it's not true.
We only put a quarter light skin on the film.
That's lefty.
Who, me?
Lefty,
Oh, okay.
Sean, y'all the token light skins. For
I
I don't know what Sean. I don't know what Sean is.
That was unnecessary, but we can go for it.
Sean Carbaden. So at some point they're gonna have to. So at some point they're gonna have to put in some
I don't know.
some regulation.
The problem is
something, right?
it's getting carried away. They're gonna let it go too far.
Y'all ready?
It's already there.
It's gonna get bad.
Of course, we're not ready, but I know you're gonna give it to us anyway. So
The best way to solve this is if it's NIL. If you're a regular college athlete, cool. But if you're involved in NIL in any kind of way, do a contract. Do a contract to where you with that school.
They got contracts.
Not with the school.
With the school.
That's what the collective
Said the NIL deal is
NIL ain't got nothing to do with it.
No.
What I'm saying is do a contract
Let
with
me
the
fact
school.
check you here. It's called a collective, and the schools have that contract with them, but they also got money outside of the school. That's the money that
That handle the NIL.
It's messing things up. There's
But
money
But
outside.
if they had a contract,
You
they
know,
wouldn't be
if you
able to
got
jump in the
if
portal.
you got Mario that's coming to say, "Lefty, we gonna pay you."
That is
We
true.
already got you under contract here. Mario is coming and giving you this bag. They have no control over that money.
You do if you're on the contract, though.
No,
How you on the contract?
the outside money, like coming from Mario, Benny,
That's
in the
right.
big box,
Endorsement.
Walmart, those
Yeah.
they don't have
Yeah.
control over that money.
Yeah.
They have money
No
on
one's ever going to do over a 1-year contract. No one's ever going to do
I think that too.
Yeah, they should. They
Well,
never go.
Well, I
You'll be an idiot if you do.
I understand. But what I'm saying is, do a contract.
It never
And you
goes.
only don't get those 2 years if they are freshman or sophomore. That's it. But if they are junior, senior,
You forget
one
about it.
year.
So here's
So make it a business. It's a business.
So here's the bigger question. When is it going to start affecting the NFL? When is it going to start affecting the NBA?
Now,
It's already affecting the WNBA
And it ain't gonna
because
But WNBA ain't
that's what I'm saying. They're not paying the girls, they're not making more. They staying in school.
They took that 5th year.
yeah.
Yeah, they staying in school for the money.
First of all, it affects the NFL now. They make more money staying in college than going to the NFL.
That's only on the rookie
But you
deal.
can't-
On that rookie
can't
deal,
come out.
right? That's for 5 years.
But they ain't gonna pay.
But you can't come out of college as a football player. You can't come out to like junior year. You can come out of basketball your freshman year.
Right.
You
So
can't
it's not, it can't never affect the
So
NFL.
that ain't gonna affect
You got to graduate at some point.
And you got
Yeah, but it's
You gotta
but
get
you're
over
right. Though.
Still affecting the NFL.
It's a cap. People not going
Because
to
cats can stay up 5th year. Y'all got
So-
we only talking about basketball and football right now, right? Look at all the other sports are doing it too. Wrestling did it big time this year. A guy came back from fucking the WWF to go back in college this year.
It was last year college.
Who the fuck? What the world?
Black dude.
Oh, the brother. Yeah.
Wildlife Foundation.
Right, he went
WWE.
WWE.
Oh,
WWE.
And you-
He came
He's
back.
showing his age. Used to be WWE.
He came back this year. He left the WWE and came back, went to Minnesota just to win his 3rd or 4th
he
championship.
lost.
He lost, but he still got $1 million coming back.
Yeah, but he also won the Olympics too. So
Right, he got 2 gold medals.
he going to Olympics. Yeah, he lost. He from University of Minnesota. Yeah.
But I think he's right because you can't come out to your junior year in NFL, right?
Right.
So, but on a rookie scale, because if you slated to be a 2nd rounder or a late 1st rounder, you probably better off staying and getting about a $10-12 million deal.
You're not going to get that kind of money.
Plus,
not if you projected that back.
It's going up.
But you can't.
It's
you
constantly going up.
You can't.
They saying Arch may not even come out next year, right? They projected to be the number 1 overall next year. They saying he may not come out.
but Arch don't care about money.
You can't
He
compare
don't.
football.
Arch ain't got
He
no
don't.
Let me ask you a
He
question.
shouldn't care about
Caleb
money.
Williams was getting paid. And he left. Just stop with the money with the NFL.
Yeah, Caleb.
If
Yeah,
you-
Caleb was
if
getting
you-
12 million a year.
Even in the second round
Yeah.
pick, you getting paid. What y'all fella realize is this: you ain't gonna go back and play football because it's too dangerous. You
Right.
mess around and that's the difference between basketball and football. If you take that chance, if you want to,
Yeah.
and get destroyed, your career is done.
Right. Yeah, but I think you still is
It's not going to ever affect football because
gonna
football
affect
is
it.
too dangerous. You game to
and
game in
the
football.
guaranteed money isn't the guaranteed
What
money
is
in the NFL is not even that. NIL is guaranteed.
Well,
Bruh,
another
Compare
reason.
football to basketball.
Hold on.
it's too
Go
dangerous.
ahead.
You come out of basketball your freshman year, bro. You forced to
That
come out
too.
of football. your
Well,
junior year.
so you
start playing
realize
extra
You're
year.
not forced.
You're not forced. You can come out.
you got to realize
What I'm saying
COVID is still affecting the NIL money too, right? Cats still got 1 extra year. Well, was it 1 extra year, 2 extra years?
I think it's 2 because somebody
It's
ain't
2
got
years,
this.
too.
Somebody
Right.
like 7
2.
years.
Right. So that's still affecting it too.
But here-
COVID plus the NIL.
here's
So
the
why
thing.
leave?
We can't go both
Not in
ways.
basketball.
We can't have guys sitting out a bowl game so they don't get hurt, so they get drafted, and then say, well, they can stay an extra year, right?
It happens.
Because so we can't go both ways. That
But they go
in
both ways,
basketball,
right?
In basketball, you see nobody sitting out the NCAA tournament. They still play the tournament. They just leave. It's
Yeah.
a difference.
But see, it's different. For
Yeah,
the
only a handful of
tournament.
people.
That's when you get your shine on. That's when you get your look on because you got the mid majors, and this is how you get seen. So yeah, they gonna ball out.
Yeah, because the tournament can boost your stat.
Right.
Can boost your
You
status.
drafted by the
And
tournament.
football is not like that.
The one guy we was talking about, they was in the tournament and he hit the transfer portal. And you was like, how you going in the transfer portal? Y'all
Pippen son.
Exactly.
Pippen son.
Even though he ain't shit, he still did it.
Well, he
So it's starting to happen.
he living off his daddy's name, just like Arch. I mean, Arch Manning is nothing but a name. And that's the most disrespectful.
Arch can play.
Arch can play. Arch can play.
Y'all need to stop because if he was that good, he would have started over a boy, which left Ohio State because he wasn't that good.
But you saw what he did.
Every time he was that good, why he didn't start?
When you was playing, when you was with that,
He was that good, why he didn't start? Nobody gonna know he's not. No, it's not. He couldn't even make Ohio State roster.
How many games you lose to Arch?
It's hard to make that roster when you got top tier QBs lined up every day.
Okay, that's the greatness of my favorite college in the world.
I'll give you that.
And wide receivers too.
I'm sorry, running back. That's just like Joe Burrow.
I'm sorry,
Joe Burrow because he had too many people in front of him.
only reason he left.
Well,
Well, no, Joe Burrow left because he could make the cut.
Oh wow!
He got lucky with Chase.
But the only reason Arch didn't start because he had a dude that was in front of him that was predicted to go to the NFL.
Where
They're
you
not
in
gonna
that?
come in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Justin Fields.
In the draft, yours is he like
What I'm saying is you.
third-
So they
third
weren't gonna
pick
never.
projection.
They got him third round.
They weren't gonna never drop. They weren't never do.
Okay, so what y'all want y'all to do, I'm going to take Ohio State. Y'all take Texas in the field this year because they supposedly expect to be good. I'll take Ohio State to repeat. Y'all take Texas. I'm taking even better. And even with Sean.
wait till we get there.
And we lost everybody.
Well, we ain't on that yet.
Well, Notre Dame don't be where they usually are. It's South Bend. But
Well,
look,
I was unnecessary.
another key point is that House just made. I'm surprised House said this, but
House?
ain't none of them getting no degrees, man.
That's not true.
No, they're going back. They're going back to get their degree.
No, they're getting me.
They're getting their degree.
These credits ain't transferring to these universities like that.
AJ Stores got 10 credits.
Let me ask you a
You
question.
can't transfer.
How long
Let me ask you a question.
Even
So-
this gonna be his 7th.
So you play football.
Transfer every year.
You play football. You go to broadcasting school to learn how to speak on camera, and you make money. What the hell you need a degree for?
The value of that degree ain't shit.
Right.
Think about it, a lot of motherfuckers never use the degree they got.
I mean, Sandy Shaw, the most country's man in the world. He can't do a podcast at all.
Broadcast degrees, that stock went up.
Yes, it has.
No, broadcast degree stock went down because all the former players taking the jobs now.
Right.
They don't have degrees. So that stock going down now. All the former players getting the jobs.
Broadcasting class.
Yeah, probably. But I'm just saying, you know, if you
The
wasn't
best
in the
job a
league,
broadcaster go get you is an ESPN analyst. Not even analyst, but the guy.
did you even get that?
Right.
It's going to get you on here with us.
All the people that's
You'll be on the show with us.
That's on sports.
Right.
The people that really want to do on the shows are all athletes. You get occasional journalists here and there that went through the channels. The women go through the channels. The men are all former athletes.
I'm still getting one.
You know what I mean?
If it's four on the panel, you got one.
Yeah, it's always one. Yeah, you could like Ernie, like the host. Somebody's going to host
Somebody
something
like
like
that.
that.
Like the host, the host.
Like the
The host
host,
went
but
through the channels. The
But the
star
way-
of the show went through the channels. But everybody else left.
Yeah.
I mean, like Stephen A. I was 1 point something game in the HBCU. You know, it is what it is. But he does.
He went through the
He
channels.
got the great show.
He actually
Big
got
problem.
Actual journalist.
he got an English degree.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he was a journalist before he got on TV.
He
So
was.
he actually went through the channels.
But no,
What you
can
got
you
for
speak
us,
with your
boss
glasses?
man?
Oh,
No.
that's no good.
So
It's the grade.
some of these playing,
Yeah,
man.
this-
Let's
this
go on.
So, okay, with the play-ins, everybody, the first game, Orlando, and that was trash.
You want to talk about the Bulls or no?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go talk
I
about
already said about the Bulls.
So
Miami fell in the best spot it is in
It is.
basketball. They got the two most dysfunctional teams in the Eastern Conference.
They did.
The Bulls and Miami. And Bulls and Atlanta.
Atlanta right with
Kobe White, I bragged about you all year. You can't go 3 for 20. I'm done with him too. I finally get it in. I'm done.
Are y'all on board with me?
He went to North Carolina. That's the only thing that hurt me.
No, I think.
I mean, he was trash.
He shot his wide.
I mean, he.
Bro.
Y'all don't say.
Hey,
Well, I
Y'all
don't
don't say.
the problem is
It's easy to have 40, nobody sticking.
But the bad part is he shot his
they
wide.
need help, bro.
He shot his wide, not like that man, but in the net. That's the bad part.
What? No.
need help. The Bulls need help, bro.
That's
That's
tough.
all on him. What was your boy getting? Remember, everybody was on
Exactly.
What was your boy getting?
Yeah, he
What
got some-
was the young boy? What was the young boy?
He a rookie.
The young boy rookies, man.
You getting significant players. Don't put this all on.
The Bulls finna pull it. Bulls finna pull it. Derrick Rose to get the number 1 pick.
What was your boy?
Well, first of all,
What was your boy?
Boots shouldn't even be still on the team
He
right
the
now.
vet though. He
Don't
vet.
make a difference.
He just asked.
So let's
I said the Bulls look like they was lost, bro. They look like they did not belong in the AC
Let's do this, Pat.
or whatever seed it was.
Why don't we give blame to the coach that still keep his job, and there's coaches with championship resumes getting fired?
The Bulls
Why
are
is he
not
still
doing
getting
that.
a job? So let's put blame
I
everywhere.
wish they fired him and get on board that Memphis fired.
But the problem is the Bulls don't have a superstar.
Who could
They got
demand
that
they
kind of pull.
Exactly. That's what that
They
is.
don't have that type of superstar. And let's be totally honest, the Bulls front office is trash. Like, we thought dude was coming over from Denver. He's been
Front
absolutely.
trash too.
He got
Yeah, they
DeRozan,
absolutely horrible.
he got DeRozan, and he brought in Lonzo Ball. That was his effort, right?
They gave him another 2 years.
When they started off rolling, and Ball got hurt. And it's been
Bulls
down
lost
ever
playing
since.
twice.
3 times.
The Bulls and Sacramento, because that's the Bulls.
That's pretty much the West
Yeah.
Coast Bulls.
No,
Bulls,
the
what?
Bulls lost 3 times.
No, you're talking about the
Talking about Sacramento because they got the big and the road over there.
Because they had been in the playing 4 times and they finally won. But that's neither here nor there.
I hate that.
But
Wait till they lose.
if you an every year playing team, you're an NBA head.
I agree.
So Atlanta, Chicago, Miami, ain't they playing every
You
year?
never,
One of them teams.
you're not bad enough.
Playing,
You're not bad enough for the top
playing
picks.
killer though.
The Bulls should get a top pick
So
now.
the problem with the
You're not
Bulls,
bad enough for the top picks, and you're not good enough to contend.
The Bulls is going to pull the Derrick Rose. They will get the number 1 pick. Watch it, see what I tell you. Have you ever noticed the lottery ain't showing on TV no more? It's for a reason.
We talked about
You
that.
talk about
We
that
did.
Cooper Flag on the Philly.
Yo, you crazy?
With Embiid.
So,
No.
so you saying he coming here then and the Bulls get
He
some
going
more
to
picks?
Bulls.
They're gonna push
so
him.
Cooper
you got
Flag.
the Bulls, you got Philly, and you got the Spurs. Them are the only 3 spots that I see him going.
He ain't going no Spurs.
With Wemby
With Wemby,
He might.
and Fox.
remember, you just said that we don't see him. We don't see the
That's
ball.
too small of a franchise. The Chicago Bulls is NBA hell. The NBA got to figure out something.
There's going to be one team that shows up in the top 5 that had not that many losses. That's Toronto, New Orleans, all them. It's going to be some team, and they're going
The
to play it
Bulls
off.
going to be the team.
Hold on, I'm telling you how they're going to do it. They're going to
They'll
play
be
it
the
off
biggest
by
mark.
virtue of this pick that they had conditional or something. They're going to play it off. But it's going to be, when you see that one team get in there, you be like, hold on, how did they top 5?
The Bulls was 41 to 44 when they got rolled.
Or
41 and 40.
they was
That's right.
looking in on the playoffs. You're going to be like, the fix is in.
Bulls going to get.
That's
They got
exactly what's going on.
Where is
the
that?
Bulls got to get the number 1 pick. The NBA got to figure the Bulls out.
Well,
They got to help.
so conspiracy theory.
They got to.
If Dallas end up with the pick,
You said that conspiracy
said
theory
it last week, right?
man.
Yeah, Dallas end up with it.
All of a sudden jumps in the top 5 as we watching the lottery. The fix is in.
The fix was
It's
always.
going to be a
But
team
they-
that jump
they-
in there.
the Bulls in
No
it?
business being in there.
It ain't if the Bulls.
They might jump the Bulls in there. I'm not crossing it out. What I'm saying is there's going to be one team that jumps in the top 5. You'll be like, how the hell are they in the top 5?
A lot
And
of
the NBA gonna play it off. Talking about where they had so and so pick, right? They're gonna play it off. It's gonna be a team that ain't got no business did it. Like Toronto, Philly, New Orleans, they was terrible. Washington, they was terrible all year. It's gonna be
Anthony
one team
Davis
that
got
ain't
hurt
no business
again.
being in there. All of a sudden they're gonna be top 5. All of a sudden they're gonna go to top 3. All of a sudden they're gonna get the pick.
Did y'all see
The
Nico?
league gonna
play?
send that boy where they want to send him.
Nico hot.
Well,
He gotta take the heat.
you the AD of the show. So, let Kevin say.
Hey, oh man, Ben,
No.
you tried to
No,
bypass.
you said I'm,
Never say this about
You
you.
the NBA.
Ben tried to bypass DY.
you said I'm coming to beat.
What he
When we
said.
was talking about degrees, he said that's true because Ben never used his shoe shine degree.
Oh, his shoe shining degree. Where you get it from?
I don't know.
Just let that
So
play.
you telling me
He,
that man was one of the top hoopers? That man was one of the top
You
hoopers in high school. Do you hear me? He was one of the top hoopers in high school. What do you think his NIL deal be today?
$1.
No, I give him more than that. For a year, I give him $500 a year.
250. 250.
What was it? In 91?
Yeah, 250.
Lifetime Jersey Mike sandwiches.
Notes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you going in.
Double no me and the Mike.
yeah.
Oh, what's this?
Because I had the last.
Well,
Jersey Mike's. That's good.
I mean,
Yeah,
speaking of Nico, man, like I think I mentioned this to Ken. I want to light Dallas ass up. The whole organization.
For what?
I want to light their ass.
The owner ain't even a basketball fan.
It don't matter. I want to light their ass.
He just wanted the money.
How is it? How is it? And this going back, we were off. We took a week off. How is it? You didn't talk about this man, talked about why you traded him, talking about they can't win a championship with him. And then you go honor him like he's been like 20 years and won a like he was dirt and whiskey. They had a whole night with the video.
He had
him crying. No, that was some terrible PR. And then the guy you traded for went out and scored 13 points because he had to feel like shit because everybody's sitting there cheering for this cat. Why would you put him in that position? They had jerseys on the seats and all that.
You had to
get it on the man.
He tried to say
the tickets was going to sell regardless of who was coming back. Yes, they were. Luka was coming back to Dallas. Them tickets was going to sell.
If you don't get Dallas smoke, you got to get Miami smoke too, because they did a whole honor thing.
At least they did, but they're stupid too, though.
And Jimmy was an asshole.
Right, and that was stupid.
They still are.
But
Jimmy Bogart his way.
But
Luka didn't do that.
But I don't think Miami shitted on Jimmy the way Dallas did. My whole thing was he was out of shape. He's this, he's that. The reason why you moved him, you made all these reasons why you moved him, and then you honored him like he was in the ring of honor, like he's the greatest Maverick of all time. You know, that's bad. That's horrible.
You had to do it.
He only been there 5 years. Don't act like he ain't been in Dallas.
The whole city was affected.
Well, he the second greatest Maverick.
And the fact that
Facts.
the fact that he cried means
It was sentimental. It was sentimental. I'm talking about. It was sentimental. I'm talking about from Dallas side. You go through all that.
they had to do that.
You go through all that. You put all this out here. Why you moved him? You fucked him out of what, 100 and something million? Because he can't get the Supermax. You did all this, and then you gonna give him this big old video trip.
You had to, bro. That was his first time.
That was for the fans, bro.
Right.
Really
You
was.
gotta keep selling tickets to money.
Ain't nothing gonna make them fans. That little damn video
Bro,
gonna make the fans get over it.
we talking about season tickets for next year. From this point on.
So you telling me, even without that video trip, you saying people weren't gonna come to the game to see Luka's first game?
That word, we talking about
I'm not saying
continues
they weren't
from
gonna
this
come.
point on.
They tried to calm down the hate.
They
mail.
sold the rest of the jerseys.
They
They showed the rest of the jerseys they had in the locker room. Dog. They still had about 10,000 jerseys left.
They
They
did.
sold the rest of them that night.
They did.
Those are officially throwbacks.
They tried to stop the death threats from Nico too.
That ain't gonna never stop.
No, that ain't gonna stop. Because them fans is pissed. And
Especially after the way they got dog walked last night. Let the Lakers mess around and win the championship.
But
With
here's
Luka.
here's
Not going to happen.
here's the real
I
problem.
said,
The real problem.
I just said,
The real problem. The real problem is the owner.
I mean, the Lakers.
The real problem is the owner, because clearly this is a
Watch your mouth too.
So the owner should say, "Hey, that was my decision. We ain't gonna do no death thing. Get up off it. I did this.
I ain't gonna do it.
Right? I'm not gonna do this.
Okay.
He don't know nothing about basketball. But what I'm saying, you throwing your general manager out there, and if it got to the point of death threats, you should come out and say, "Hey, put this on me. I did this. It's my fault.
Since we talking
Don't throw
about
that man out there like that, man."
since we talking about shit shows, we got to talk about Denver getting
They got the Clippers.
No, they fired their coach right before the playoffs. I mean, man,
I told you he lost the locker room, bro. I told you he lost the locker room.
hey,
That's the only thing he
you
could have
lose
been.
the
He said to Westbrook, he wanted to play on the vets and he wanted to play the young guys.
Well, him and the GM was
The
buddy.
GM drafted young guys.
Well, the GM got fired too.
Well, let me ask you a question.
They got ownership got rid of both of them. at the same time.
He said he had a clean house.
He said he got
So-
started over.
So that's Stan Kroenke's son, who owned everything in Denver, along with the Los Angeles Rams. He can do what he want to do because his dad is married to Walmart. So why do he care? Okay.
He
So
don't.
first of all, he did the right thing because the GM kept trying to get Mike Malone to play the young guys, which showed out, which been showing out now, which was the right move.
Brown
But they kept butting heads. So he said, you know what? Y'all ain't gonna listen to me. I'm firing both of you. And he did. He did what
Right
all the
before
shit
the
was.
playoffs?
Yes, because he can do that. Because what he's gonna do is he's gonna pick up the phone once they lose. He's gonna get Memphis' old coach to come coach his team. That's it.
So you didn't trust him, even though. So you got hold on. You got a championship winning coach. Hold on. You got a championship winning coach who already won a championship for you. You mad because he ain't playing the young guys, but here's the guy who won a chip for you by his coaching, and you gonna fire him before you get into the playoffs to possibly win another chip.
What difference does it
Because
matter?
he ain't playing who you, because he ain't playing who you want to play.
was going to get fired regardless.
To be in the number 4 seed with home court advantage.
So,
But he's the one that won you the championship by his coaching and who he put in there. But just because you own it, you own it.
y'all
You
say
want
that
to
with
play.
Bulldogs got fired out of Milwaukee. Y'all didn't care.
I did.
See?
I did.
He was this close to getting fired before they
So
won
was
the
Mike
chip.
Malone.
They didn't fire him right before a week before the playoffs. See,
It don't
They
matter.
let it play off.
let it play out. And fire him in the
Denver
offseason.
playing better. It's Denver playing better.
They won the last 4 games.
Okay, then.
Is Denver gonna
He
get the
did what he had to do.
Joker doing this thing.
Well, you talk about Budenhouse, he just got the gate again.
He did.
Well, that's because the guy that owns Phoenix is going to buy my Chicago White Sox, and he going to mess them up too.
Yeah, that man got a bag.
Hey, the same guy
The
that
last 3 coaches got fired.
Hey, Kevin, the same guy that owns Phoenix is going to buy my White Sox. He going to mess them up too.
But it's crazy how they
I've
tried
been in trouble all the way
It's
around.
crazy how they tried to put it on Westbrook though.
You right about that?
Talk about Westbrook got his
At least
last
he
3
got
coaches
competitive.
fired. That ain't unfair.
No,
That's
no,
unfair,
no,
bro.
KD.
Yeah, that was unfair, bro.
Well, Budenholzer won't coach again
Well,
because he did $56 million to stay at home.
Yeah, he got a bag. But let me say this though. How come it's KD fault that it went wrong in Phoenix? And we ain't talking about the light skin.
Booker is horrible.
Now, I like Booker.
He ain't light skinned.
I
He's
ain't gonna
Mexican.
against him. But what I'm saying is,
That's why I don't like Booker.
everything that's going wrong in
Because he's
Phoenix
Mexican.
for the last 3 years, he got
Okay,
involved
Trump.
trading KD.
I can't
How
say
come Booker
He
don't
ain't
get
from
no money?
Venezuela, Trump.
It's your squad, right?
He is.
Everybody
You
acknowledges
didn't know that?
it's your squad.
Yeah.
How come Booker don't
Look at
get
his
the
mom. His
same
mama
blame?
Mexican.
Hold on, y'all. How come Booker don't get the same blame as every other superstar where they franchise
deserves
in turmoil?
He
How
deserves
come
it.
we ain't talking about Booker?
Because
How come we got to
KD
get rid of
is the bigger
KD?
name.
How come we got to get rid of
KD is the
Bigger?
bigger
How
name.
come we got?
You can't get rid of
It's your
him.
squad. It's Booker's squad, now, ain't it? His squad.
I don't know.
It's his squad. Everybody come to play with Booker. So
Who
he
is
don't
the-
get the same. He don't get the same.
Out of
blame
Booker
that
and
every
KD,
other-
out of Booker and KD, who was the premier player out of those two?
Bro, it's
It don't
Booker's
matter.
squad. We're not talking about who
Booker
best
is the
player. We're
problem.
talking about that's his squad. He never gets no.
I agree with Kevin.
He
It is
never gets no
terrible.
blame for nothing. There's always we got to get rid of Bill. We got to fire the coach. We got to get rid of KD. But what Booker still? The common denominator is Booker.
You know why Booker's still there? Because the owner just said he had a conversation. He called Booker and they had a conversation and they on the same accord. That's why Booker got the owner here. So KD
Booker
gone.
ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
Hey,
No.
but he already said Booker wasn't going nowhere.
KD is a hired gun.
Now
That's
we-
all he is.
now we-
That's what he is
That's
now.
all he.
That's what he is. That's what he
He's
is
a
now.
hired gun.
Now you ain't gonna be disrespectful
He's not.
because you trying to downplay stuff. You trying to
He
downplay
wasn't a high gun
winning
in
on
Golden State. but
Right,
he
he wasn't no high gun.
Yes,
he
he
was
was.
the man in Golden State.
Yes.
And I want you to stop being disrespectful.
Hired gun.
See,
said he was the man in Golden
Damani,
State?
I wasn't gonna tell you know what? You know he wasn't no high gun in Golden State, but you
wasn't.
trying to run my blood pressure. And you can let you do it on this show.
It don't
So
take
that's
much
what
for
you're
that.
trying to do.
It don't take much for that.
Trent Tippy's not a hired gun.
He wasn't in Golden State.
He is now.
Did Golden State win a chip before KD? Yes or no?
When everybody hurt in
Yes or no?
Cleveland.
Yes or no?
Well, everybody was hurt.
When he went to the Nets, when he went to Brooklyn, he was a
No.
hired gun.
Get out.
Then
Go back. Go back.
he goes to
Go
the
back.
Suns.
Why
He's
he
a
wasn't
hired gun.
a higher gun in Golden State?
With the 2 championships.
No, he said he was. He said he was. He said he was. He said he was a high
the
gun.
man in Golden State. Period.
A hired gun.
He was Batman.
Whose team?
No,
He was Batman.
He was robbing it, though.
You crazy. He
He was
won an MVP and
He's always
NBA
been
Finals
robbed. I've
MVP.
been saying that since we've been in the basement,
His
bro.
team was Golden State.
He the only one that kept LeBron from winning the NBA MVP, the Finals MVP,
Okay.
on a triple double.
He still wasn't Batman in Golden State.
Don't be
He was.
disrespectful. He was
Still
Batman.
wasn't. He still wasn't
But I like
Batman
the
in
money.
Golden State.
I ain't gonna
Sly, you know Golden State was Steph's team. No matter who they hired,
Y'all
that
trying to
still
run
was
my
Steph's
blood
team.
pressure.
I think the issue is
Y'all trying to run my blood
the
pressure.
issue is KD been getting the
Pretty good
pass. KD been getting the pass for a minute, right?
The money, don't you go there.
So
KD, wait. But here's the thing. Booker is with the team that drafted him. Booker is a staple in things. He's with the team that drafted him. KD has formed these super. I'm not gonna.
You can't blame him if Booker was there.
No, I'm not gonna say super team, but he wanted to go there. He's picked his last 2 spots, Brooklyn,
They ain't gonna pick this.
He
up.
did.
and he picked Phoenix, and they failed. They disaster.
So it's KD.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Three-team team.
I mean, wait a minute. If the
Three-team
superstars,
But if they didn't make the playoffs,
you
ain't
are
Booker part of that?
you are
Golden State fans didn't come there.
Ain't Booker
They did
part of
not.
that?
They got on
They
play.
didn't make the playoffs.
So
So-
Booker is a problem.
So why you putting this on
So
KD?
back in the days, he was equivalent to having the super transfer.
Ain't KD averaging 30 every year?
KD and hold on, one at a time. KD and Booker are not on the same level.
They not.
They're not.
Okay.
So that you're not going to put that on when they got KD.
It's Booker's
When they
team.
got KD, the expectation was championship.
Okay.
They didn't even make the playoffs.
Okay.
So it's not on Booker, it's on KD.
No, it's not on KD.
Did they have an expectation
The
before KD
expectation,
got there?
right? It was
Was Booker taking them anywhere?
Booker
Yes,
was
no.
Booker was in the finals 2 years ago, by the way.
And who else he had? Who else did he have 2 years ago?
You said, was he taking them somewhere? I'm telling you.
But they broke the
Booker didn't take them to those fights. He had Chris Paul. He had them other two boys that was transferred.
Okay, well, Booker was in the championship 2 years ago. You can't say 2 years later they didn't make the playoffs and you put it on KD. Where's Booker?
Because they traded everything. They traded everything they had for KD. Come
So why are you putting this on KD?
Because
Who else
KD,
don't care?
anywhere
No,
KD
franchise
goes,
player.
hold on.
Like every other organization.
Okay, hold on. Anywhere KD goes, the expectation shoots up because of KD.
No
Right?
doubt. No doubt.
Right. When Golden State got it, expectations championship. When he
When
went
New
to Brooklyn,
Jersey,
when he went to Brooklyn,
the whole
expectations
team expectation
championship.
went up.
When he went to finish, expectations
Sean,
championship.
Can Sean pull up KD numbers? Because I want to tell you he did his job.
It's not about
He did his
It's not
job.
about his
There's
So
five
what
people
do you
out there.
want? What do you
There's
want?
five people out there.
What do you
Pull up
want?
his
You're not
numbers.
doing.
He did his job.
I got a question for the panel.
He did his job.
What do you want KD to do in Phoenix that you don't want Booker to do?
Except average over 28 points a game.
Let me give you this is gonna shut it all down right here. You ask, what do you want KD to do? I want KD to make when he's supposed to be the man there. He's supposed to make people around him better.
The same shit
Wherever he
LeBron
goes,
supposed to do.
He does not do that. The only way
Excuse me?
the only reason that he won in Golden State because he didn't have to make them better. They were already a championship team. So he does not make anybody better.
You right.
When he went to Brooklyn, he didn't make nobody
You
better.
absolutely
When
right.
he went to Sun,
I got an
he
example.
had to make nobody
I got an
better.
example.
They had a win.
It's the best segment you
Hold on,
had.
he didn't have to make nobody
You
better.
know what?
Brooklyn, I've been saying this since we was in the basement.
You know what?
Hold on.
You know what? He's
But he had to
absolutely
make
right.
nobody better. When we was in
They
the
had a win
basement,
for
y'all crazy when I said he was always gonna be.
And I give you an example.
He wasn't gonna be a
I
bad
give you an
man.
example. When Golden State lost and KD left, that's why they was in the lottery. Because Steph made the team better. You're absolutely correct.
But then they won.
That's an
But then they
example.
won again without him.
Then that's an example. Yeah.
But Golden
that's
State
because
didn't end up
somebody
winning again without him.
That's because they
Wiggins.
Yeah,
That's
Wiggins.
because they got somebody else.
They got Wiggins.
You know,
Wiggins ain't no KD.
You can't put Wiggins on a level with KD.
Wiggins.
That's like when
Who
Booker
else
was
won the championship though? It was Wiggins. And everybody got hurt. Everybody at face got hurt that
Who's
season.
Wiggins?
But that year after though, Steph did make everybody better. That's why they was in the lottery.
So
Yeah, right. You need to stop, bro. It's an example of that everywhere. You need to quit.
Y'all are wrong.
And you need to quit.
Phoenix disaster on KD because you're not giving equal.
Well, what about Bill? What about Bill, Damani?
Bradley Beal didn't do absolutely nothing. This season was absolutely horrible. He do.
what's understood don't need to be said.
Right. Bill was horrible.
Who's the franchise player should get the blame just like any other franchise player gets the blame. And y'all not doing that. Y'all putting it on a quote unquote hired gun. Y'all not putting it on the franchise player that's been there through it all. And then,
Wait.
y'all, yes,
Hold on.
Y'all put it on KD.
The most smoke
So
goes
don't
to
do that.
KD.
Don't do that.
Ben. Hold on. He a franchise player because they drafted him. When you talk about players, I don't
He's
give
a franchise
Hold
player,
on.
yes or no?
Hold on. I didn't say he was. He's a franchise player because they draft him. But when you got a perennial all-stars KD coming over there, he trumps that.
I didn't say that about
Franchise
your boys. I didn't say that about your boys. They had 100 turnovers and lost in the finals. Who you think?
But guess what? Now, guess what? He has won his championship. So now everything comes through them. KD still ain't get it. Where he was the actual, what do I want to say?
He was a man.
The man of that team where it was his
He was
team.
the man of
He ain't
that
get it yet.
Y'all
KD
quit.
is
He
not.
can't do it now, 'cause wherever he go, then-
KD has not got his 2016 LeBron championship with Cleveland, right? It's kind of after Miami.
Exactly. Where he took
Wait,
over
I'm just saying
he
he went-
was the man.
Took it
KD
and
ain't
wasn't
been the man
considered
since
super
OKC.
team. but the problem, and that's what KD has not done.
That's what they did. That's what blew.
He ain't been the man since OKC.
But you know,
Same thing with Hart.
OKC with Steph. When they came back,
Actually,
down 3-1.
Actually, when Chris Paul got hurt.
No, that ain't the better. That ain't the better 3-1. The better 3-1 when the team was 73-9. That was the better 3-1. That was the better 3-1. You'll never mention that.
Ben, what?
Mention that.
Just go away
Mention
from
the 73-9 team.
because you know people always try to
when it
come
was
back.
down 3-1. It was up 3-1. Mention that.
We'll
No,
take
but
that in.
the James
We
Harden year,
we
Houston was
lost
up
to
3-2.
LeBron.
Chris Paul got hurt and Golden State won the series. That
Well,
ain't
well,
he ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, I think Kev,
You
you
cares
giving.
about an old man getting.
I think Kev giving KD a pass because that's his namesake. You giving him a pass.
No, I'm not.
Well, it is.
He's-
No,
he's-
that is.
I'm not. No. I'm not
I
saying
agree
he's
with
not
you.
part of the blame. That's not what I'm saying.
At one time,
I'm giving him all the blame, and that's not
at
fair.
one time, the rep was better than LeBron. He was the best player in the world. Remember, we used to go
No,
there.
remember-
Everybody.
I was a triple-double.
It's a man. He's the guy. He ain't done shit.
LeBron's still the best player of his era.
You know why? Because he's a Robin and a hired villain.
He's a Robin.
Y'all need to quit.
He ain't been Batman since OKC.
Demani,
Y'all realize how disrespectful it is to call somebody.
can somebody please?
But he
allow
ain't
me
been
to go?
Batman since
Robert
OKC.
was a little yellow short.
Hey, sometimes the day before the show goes over, can somebody please
Okay,
let
he
me
can be
one
Batman.
time go on?
So, that man Nightwing here.
I'll be Nightwing. Because I was in
Oh, man.
I wouldn't even think
I want to go over there, Roger. So this
We got
Oh, Catgirl.
she came way a year later.
She did come late.
It was a cat girl?
Cat one.
Bat girl.
So y'all tag team. So I'm gonna go home and watch the
Bat girl.
Either
y'all
way,
street.
He said we street profits.
He Montez Ford.
wow.
He a little short though, but still.
Wow.
So let me change this a little bit and go back to NFL.
Yes, please.
Slide did bring up something that you need.
I want to talk about it too.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk about it like a dog.
Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show explaining himself. I mean, if that wasn't a bad look, but I'll let you go ahead and
He said
get on
the
the show.
Jets.
So
Jets fucked him.
since you said
Kept it to himself.
that he got this is my problem with Aaron Rodgers completely. So you got mad because you wanted them to pay for you to come there. So you wanted them to follow you on the phone. Without then you complained about that too. So when you had to pay your way to get there, and for Aaron Glenn to leave out the room and come back and say, we no longer need your services, you felt your feelings was hurt. Why? Because Aaron Glenn is a black man? Maybe that's why. I don't know. That's how I look at it. But Aaron Rodgers, I got a problem with you because first of all, you got mad at Aaron Glenn. Now you leaving one of the best coaches in football hanging. Well, I really blame the GM. So now Mike Tomlin got to wait on you to decide. I said
Mike
that's
Tomlin don't
absolutely
have to wait on nobody.
But you know what? Pittsburgh is crazy.
They need to
What
shut
they
that
should,
down.
they
Yeah, I
should.
would
Pittsburgh need to go with the dude that got hit upside the head with him before I wait on Aaron Rodgers.
You know what?
No excuse. Rudolph.
Go on and trade for Kirk Cousins. Do what you got to do. There's no way
Right.
you should be
Why
waiting
would you want
$40
to change the trade Kirk Cousins?
million.
It
You
makes
don't
no
know if
sense.
he's fully healthy coming off ACL 2 years. You don't know if he's fully healthy. He's not the same Aaron Rodgers. You don't
Hey.
let this dude hold you hostage. And Mike Tomlin ought to be ashamed of himself.
First
He
of all,
should be.
I don't care.
We had a beef. You were down and you're
No,
not.
it's the
I
GM.
don't care. I don't care if you help or not, bro. Me myself, I would treat them just. I feel like they a date waiting in a restaurant for Broad to show up. I'm finna get up and I'm finna leave. I wouldn't even sign Aaron Rodgers. I would.
I wouldn't even.
Damn.
Whoa.
Whoa, on your third man.
They would say on his third man.
So y'all the road warriors.
Oh,
That sounds fucking Me myself, man, I would move on.
So y'all said
I
like
couldn't even give.
when he sent somebody a text and they just leave him on red.
The road warriors and Coco B. West.
Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Well, Pittsburgh looking like the little girl waiting for the waiting at the last minute to get a date to the dance. Like see, they just hanging out there.
So it's like
It's
turnabout
hard.
waiting for somebody else.
It's hard.
Nah, bro.
It's a bad look.
I wouldn't even think about it. I'll
Oh,
move
man.
on quick, bro.
Can't be making a turnabout.
I wouldn't even say it. I was just simply calling line, hey, man, what y'all want?
But he's wait. Say he got some
That's stupid,
personal
man.
family issues that he's dealing with.
I wouldn't make Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers always comes up with some kind of excuse why he's not doing something, bro. He always come up with some type of excuse.
No, I'm not.
The
Well,
problem
how
is,
you got a family issue with you?
yeah, the problem with Pittsburgh is, well, the problem with Aaron Rodgers is he knows he can't go there and control everything. Right. He knows he's not going to go there and do what he did with the Jets and get the coach fired and bring in all his buddies, Randall Cobb and Lazard and all these people. He knows he cannot do it. When realistically, when you look at it, Pittsburgh is the best situation for him. How? Because that's a playoff team. That team is built. They got a good defense. They got a hell of a coach. They got a running game. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, the running back there. They got a receiver. Najee gone. They just traded for DK Metcalf. They got a squad over there. That is the perfect situation already for a 41, 42-year-old quarterback to go to end his career, but he doesn't want to go there. He's an arrogant asshole that wants control of everything. And the fact that, like, force him out the same way that league forced Bill Belichick out. Just nobody won. Force him out. And to me, it's embarrassing for Pittsburgh to even go through this. It's embarrassing for that franchise.
Those are facts.
It's embarrassing.
Aaron Rodgers think because he's one-time Super Bowl winning quarterback.
See, that's what people ain't.
And that's the problem. They got him way up there. He's been
and I don't know why, bro.
He's been passed by a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah. And I don't know why.
And even the young ones for the pass.
Yeah. They've already passed. So that's the. I mean, but it's still going to be the issue. Like, the issue you're still going to have is, now think about it, if you're in that locker room. If you play for the Steelers, I don't want him. You're in that locker room, you're literally sitting back waiting for this dude. I don't want him. Like, if I'm, because it's all about him. You've already started.
Linebacker already said, "Hey, we the Steelers."
Exactly.
We the Steelers.
Exactly.
If he don't want to come to the Steelers,
oh well.
The linebacker already said.
Yeah. So that's but exactly. So other players in that locker room feel the same way. If you TJ Watt, you're like, really?
He said it.
We waiting for this cat?
He said, "We the Steelers."
Yeah.
If you don't understand our history, fuck you.
Exactly.
They should make the trade for Kirk Cousins and let Aaron Rodgers watch breaking news on ESPN, just like the.
That's how I break it to him. That's how he'll find out we don't want him no more.
You know, right? We moving on, bro. We got training camp coming.
Only issue with the Cousins thing is Cousins can decide where he wants to go. He has a no trade clause, so he can decide where he wants to go.
You
don't think he wouldn't want to go to Pittsburgh? They saying he don't want to end up in another situation like Atlanta where they draft a quarterback.
He's going to Pittsburgh.
But he doesn't want to be a bridge to a young quarterback. He doesn't want to be a bridge to a young quarterback. Cousins still think he got something in the tank, so he's kind of he's playing it out. He wants to play it out and see where it's going. So all those dominoes will fall after the draft, but. I mean, Pittsburgh, like I say, man, it's a
quarterback for
they have to, right? They have to, because he doesn't want to go there and in 1 year end up in the same situation.
So you want to sit the bench in the line?
No, he wants out of there, of course. But he got a no trade clause. He can decide where he wants to go, or he can just sit on the bench and get that money. He's getting that regardless. So he can get that regardless.
Right. He is in a he got a winning situation where he at.
When we ain't nobody.
That's all he got to do is sit back, collect that check,
chill.
And if something happens to that quarterback,
he's athlete, man. He want to compete, man.
Players want to compete, but at his age and all that,
players want to play.
Going.
Right.
Now, it would be an ideal situation, like you said. They're a ready-made team, and if he goes there, he's gonna play. He's gonna shine. They haven't had a quarterback throw that ball since Big Ben.
Right.
So.
They didn't prepare for it.
No,
they finna be. The problem with Pittsburgh is they finna be just like the Bears.
No, they're not.
The problem with Pittsburgh is Mike Tomlin winning has hurt his team because being over 500 gonna keep you in mediocrity.
Yeah.
Hold on. Uh-oh. When I said that, y'all looked at me like I was crazy. At the beginning of the season, I said Mike Tomlin is
you said he's in
purgatory. That's on the brink of getting fired, and you guys was looking at me like,
but that's the difference between being in NFL hell and being fired.
But I said that the fans ownership was going to get tired of
You did say that.
mediocre and not winning all. Yeah, you have over 500 seasons.
But you ain't good enough for the
You
lottery.
ain't good enough for the lottery. And I said that, and y'all looked at me like I'm crazy. Now you're repeating the same goddamn thing that I said.
Why would I repeat? I would never regurgitate. Let me use the word that. I would never regurgitate anything that you said. I'll use a real word instead of repeat. Okay, so stop.
This thing, you
You knew that was coming.
what I said at the beginning of football.
Well, Pittsburgh is so they fall in a situation. Look how Baltimore, right? What they should have did was
Be cool now.
no.
No, I need you to be careful.
No. I'm giving Baltimore they props.
Oh, okay.
They knew Flacco was coming to the end. They grabbed Lamar Jackson when he failed. Just like with the Packers had done it twice. When Favre was coming to the end, what they do, they say, fuck your feelings.
Do you know how good
We taking a young quarterback to get ready.
He gonna sit behind you until
Pittsburgh
it's
didn't
time.
do it, and this is why they in the hell they in.
Guess what? Bill Belichick admitted he made a mistake when I drafted him.
Well, Pittsburgh kind of did it,
He admitted that.
but they quarterback that they grabbed, he ain't shit.
And so did the Jets.
Well, but remember, Belichick wanted to keep Garoppolo. Kraft stepped in on that.
But them not.
Kraft stepped in on
I'm
that.
saying not drafting Lamar was his biggest
Oh
mistake.
yeah, that was a huge mistake.
He wanted to let Brady ride too.
Yeah, but he wanted to keep Garoppolo. Kraft stepped in. And then especially when they won, when Brady was out for the Flake game, he was suspended or whatever, and they was winning.
They was winning, but the problem is they was trying to get rid of Brady too soon. They
No.
trying to get rid of him too
He
soon.
was like 30.
But look at him now.
But he was still winning.
But look at him. Imagine if they would have drafted Lamar, they'll still be winning.
I get it, but what I'm saying is, when
That's
they had
what Belichick was
Garoppolo,
trying to do.
he wanted to get rid of Brady then.
He was ready to move on.
It was not time to get rid of Brady.
Yes, it
Right.
was.
You should have had Garoppolo sitting there.
They won that championship
Sitting
after
behind,
that.
just like Green Bay did. Just like Green Bay did. They should have just kept Garoppolo, but they sat there
Do
and
you
moved
call
it.
winning the championship when Atlanta was up 34-3? Or something like that and blew it? Atlanta.
28.
How old was Brady? No, Brady in his late 30s when it was not time to get rid of him.
No, they was still
Bring somebody behind him, and then when it's time for him to go, just like Green Bay do. All right, see you later, Tom.
Come on, love.
How do we know Garoppolo couldn't have won a chip?
Oh, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
You don't know because
And I believe it.
Because New England had
I believe he could have won
New England had a hell of a defense that year.
Brady took them to 10 Super Bowls, bro. 10.
Okay, so with
So the point, we don't think.
with terrific
No,
Tom,
porn star.
with terrific Tom,
No, he dated him.
I get it that Tom Brady is. I get it. Tom Brady is the guy, but
You got to put him out.
New England had great defenses almost every year. They always had a good defense. Their record when Brady was out was pretty good. The games he missed, their record
Kansas City was winning. What
Did
was
they
the
get,
do this?
okay, that's true. That's true. But when Brady came back, were they even better?
Did he won another chip?
They won another
They won another
chip.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
we don't know if they
wasn't
would have,
time to get rid of
but
Brady.
we don't know if they would have been there with Garoppolo. Would probably still been there. They wouldn't have to go to
Belichick
the
always did that because he got rid of his defense before they was time to pay. Remember that?
He moved on from play.
Let's go.
Brady moved on from
That's
play
what I'm
to bring
saying.
somebody else in.
Bill would get rid of people too early because he didn't want to pay. That was his fault.
So the moral of the story is Pittsburgh should have been prepared.
They did not prepare.
They did not. They didn't know that the Ravens
And neither did New
needs and
England.
back.
That's why they should. That's why
Wait.
Belichick should have drafted a quarterback a long time.
Wait. We not even gonna act like we didn't just hear what Ben just said.
What is that?
Nobody knew that Big Ben's
No, that's not what you said.
back and knees.
That's not what you said. That's not what you called him.
I heard
You didn't
rapist.
call him Big Ben first.
I heard rapist.
I mean,
He got married. That threw all that out the window.
but the thing, the Roonies,
Hey man, go get
they
married.
put that in. That
Okay.
they buried that like that.
Oh yeah, they did.
He was that old country cousin on Tom and Jerry.
Two times.
Two times.
Two times.
Well, this situation with Aaron Rodgers have ran all the hair off Tom. Now you bought.
You noticed that too?
I know.
Tomlin had a knife throw, baby. He had a knife throw.
All the hair off his head.
Tomlin looked like me.
Like I said, bro, they should do what they got to do.
Tomlin is just like this now. But
Make Aaron Rodgers watch it on ESPN breaking news, just like everybody.
that's what I would do
That's
too.
what they should do.
So
They don't
since we-
want no explanation.
He would know I don't want no
So
more.
since we
He
right,
breaks it in the morning.
but since we right here, if Shador falls to 21, they take.
Shador not falling past.
He ain't falling.
the Las Vegas, like I said,
Yeah.
He's not falling past Las Vegas.
I
I'm
said,
gonna
Yeah, I
tell
don't think
you,
he's falling past New Orleans.
yes.
You gotta take.
Yes.
I would.
Gotta
I don't think.
It's another perfect fit for him, bro.
or if he falls out the top 10, well, Pittsburgh don't have really have any assets because they give up his second round.
He's going to Vegas.
The
Pittsburgh
Metcalf.
come all the way up to get him.
But I'm saying that if he say Shador fail like 13, 14, that range, right? Just say he failed. Now the sleeper team, nobody talking about the Rams because Stafford is getting old, and they saying the Rams would snatch him up.
What the Rams are? So they made the playoffs.
I think they're like 13.
No, the Rams are down a little bit. But I'm saying a team like the Rams, which actually would be the best thing for Shador, you with McVay, you sit behind Stafford for a year. You sit behind Stafford for a year. That's a great situation, and they got a good young
So
team.
let me ask you this question, since we're talking about little prime time. Why is he falling from the top quarterback? Well, we know he wasn't going to be over Cam, but he is falling out of the top 10. Why?
I have a theory. About that now because I listen. I don't think that's it. I listen to a lot of the draft experts, and I think first mistake Shador made. First mistake Shador made was he should have actually did the combine, right? He should have showed he's more athletic. The question is athleticism because he's a pocket guy, and in today's NFL, it's not like it used to be. They don't want guys to sit in the pocket all day. They don't feel like he has no escapability. He's not willing to run.
He's taking a lot of sacks too.
Right, because he's a pure pocket passer. Now, back in the day, he would be the number 1 overall pick. His arm, and he says arm strength isn't all that.
That's what I've been hearing.
They say his arm strength is not. So it is some issues.
He's accurate, but he can't. He can't
accurate.
put the ball on the field.
No, I'm saying you know what the scouts
Because
are
our
saying.
quarterback that run and do
I
nothing.
did.
So,
I'm telling you what the scouts are saying.
but our quarterback that do nothing either. It's more about his daddy and not. This is the problem I got. It's about his daddy. It's about him being confident, and them scouts think he need to beg them for a job.
I think
They won't mad at that, but then Archie, they praise him because of his last name. That's the problem I got with the NFL. You don't respect Deion Kid, but you gonna praise Archie because of his last name, like you just did, and like you just did.
But
That's the problem.
wait. So the other side of it, but the other side of it, are we rooting for him so much because he's a Sanders?
We should be because they root for Archie.
I'm just saying,
Why
but
wouldn't
it's not the only reason we put it.
That's the only reason why I root
Talk
for.
like that is because he's Deion's son.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I root for.
Fellas,
Just like y'all root for
I
Archie.
hate to interrupt this engaging topic right here, but we're going to take a break, pay some bills, and then we'll be
And
back.
then we'll get you a step stool.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, I'll take that. But remember,
You like
we got
that?
a whole another hour after
You
this.
like that? I'll be gone by then. You like that?
We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back.
Hey, Kevin, you
Wow.
like
Pick up on this conversation and then get into the actual playoffs.
So get him a hot chance.
After
Which one you prefer?
Take us a break, Sean.
But we can lock it.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called. Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Sean Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel, you can find us at Sports Zone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
All right, we back, man. We back.
Let's go, baby.
So, during that break, we continue the conversation about Shador and Arch, the comparisons. Sly, you totally don't agree with the way they pump the Mannings up and like they the greatest thing ever. They can't wait for Arch to come. But the way that they are doing Shador, talking about how he's arrogant when he's met with the owners, the teams, and all of that. But you want your QB to be arrogant. You want that confidence out of your QB. But I got to agree with you. It's because Prime is his dad. Prime time is his dad. So take it off. Take it off.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems. But it's always something when it comes to African American quarterback in the NFL. I mean, it's still never going to change. They had a problem with Lamar. He went all the way to 31st. He went to 32nd, 31st pick in the draft.
Said he couldn't pass.
They said he couldn't pass. No, they want him to receive it first.
Yep, right.
Now you got a Hall of Fame coach that was a Hall of Fame player. Okay, that's to me still one of the best quarterbacks to ever play. Okay, matter of fact, he's the best quarterback ever played. Okay, now y'all got a problem with his kid, but you want to tell me about the Arch? Oh, well, you know, tank for Arch is what Candy said. Take for Arch when it comes to the Giants. What? I mean, come on. So basically, you got a problem with Shador for his last name, but y'all praise Arch for his. Typical scouting. Typical NFL.
NFL is always.
That's what they do. That's my point.
Shout out to Deion for staying out there. Deion has not been publicly, all in there while y'all talking about my son. He has Shador go through it. So shout out to Deion.
And if you see how Shador has,
what he's saying behind
Shador handles it
what
very well.
well.
He said he handles it very well.
Public, he ain't out here like, no, what y'all not gonna do with my son? He ain't doing nothing.
So what? I mean, outside of that though, when you a team like, I'm gonna segue into it. When you a team like the Browns and the Giants, and it ain't a personal shot at Kev. We know Giants Kev squad, but when you're in the position they're in, and their quarterback rooms are absolutely horrible. And here's Shador sitting here. Like, what excuse or reason is it not to take this dude, man? It can't be just his father or the arrogant. Like, this team is these teams in disarray. They both wanted a quarterback last year. They won't let him take it. But this is the same team that they saying, well, Dabo and the GM about to be out of there. So why take a quarterback, wait a year, and then take? But why not just fire them now?
So I can answer that question because the Giants is my team. So there's no problem with taking Shador. You just don't take it at 3. The fact that you went out, and I ain't saying it's a whole lot of money, but you went out and got Russell Wilson and you got Jameis Winston, right? You got two quarterbacks that can play right now.
Jameis is a backup, though.
Well, but if Russ get hurt, Jameis can play, right? But he can play. My point is, if you were bare in there, then there's no question you taking a quarterback in 3. Giants got other needs other than quarterback. So what you do is, and they've been spending a lot of time with him. By the way, I don't know if y'all been noticing. Yeah, they've been courting the dude, which tells me they're liable to take either Hunter or Carter at 3.
Right.
And one of their picks, they're gonna move up and grab Shador.
And he's not gonna be there for them.
But I think all of a sudden Derek Carr got hurt. That's conspiracy. But all of a sudden he got hurt. He's sitting there at 7. Why wouldn't you take Shador if you know what? 9. I'm sorry. Why wouldn't you? But the Raiders just went and got Geno and gave him a contract. So the Raiders not gonna take him. So nope, because now Geno locked in 2 years. If Geno was on 1 year, I could see the Raiders doing it. But if the Saints are sitting there at 9, would all of a sudden hurt Derek Carr? Why wouldn't they take Shador?
Can I answer this from my Raiders sake? First of all, you only got a coach that's almost 80 for 3 years.
Okay.
You got.
You just lost your quarterback.
You just said I could talk. You got a coach that's almost dead. He be there 3 years. Okay. Then you got Geno only there for 2 years. The bottom line is this: you gonna know if Geno don't do what he need to do, you're gonna start doing next year. The Raiders can no longer be in quarterback hell like they've been. They gotta take Shador at 6. They got no choice. Let's let him sit behind Geno.
They're saying Geno's a temporary fix.
That's it. Because your coach,
Geno was only 1 year.
But hold on, bro. Tom Brady is not going to let his favorite quarterback in the draft pass him at 6. It's not going to happen.
So you think the Raiders?
Yes.
So
I can see the Raiders taking him.
Geno got it.
Geno's the perfect bridge, though.
There it is.
Yeah.
But that's all you need.
And they kind of a similar quarterback.
They right.
Shador is not sitting for 2 years.
Yes,
so if he doesn't sit, you have Geno. You have Geno at the bench as a backup. Somehow.
So my problem is you gave Geno an extension. Like if Geno was on a 1 year,
but you can get rid of after that. This year. You can still move on from that contract without taking a hit.
Right.
Without taking a hit, you
can leave him on the bench as a backup.
He's not going to pass the Raiders at 6. The Raiders have been a quarterback hell since I forgot 2000 when they lost the Super Bowl. I've been suffering. Now that's disrespectful.
Whoa!
They went to the Super Bowl in 2000 and lost to the Colts at day 5. They traded for him. That was ridiculous. But they've been a quarterback hell ever since. The Raiders not letting them go.
That was your boy. Who's the quarterback?
I'm not the email guy. Go ahead, Ben. What else was the
email guy? That was the coach. That was the coach.
Just imagine Shador landed in Vegas.
Yes.
Vegas would be nuts.
That's why his daddy.
You don't understand that, right?
Well, Shador's not going. They already said he's not going to get the draft. He's not attending.
No, I'm talking about the city.
No. Shador is going to the draft. They're not doing a draft for his other son. They're going to do that one at the house.
No, I don't think Shador going to be
there. I thought it was going to be that.
Why wouldn't he?
Because they asked Deion to do it at the house.
If
so he have all
the shows up in a Vegas Raiders uniform, that uniform is going to be the #1 selling uniform in the NFL next year, regardless if he's playing as a starter or he riding the bench learning.
How about should do a jersey they draft?
Well, we already know that. We know that.
But Vegas, they need some star power.
So I give you this. I agree with the Tom Brady factor in this. Okay, I can look at it the Tom Brady factor. But if the Raiders don't do it, he don't get past New Orleans.
No.
Oh, no, he's not.
New Orleans going to go nuts.
Because Carr then all of a sudden out of nowhere. Don't nobody know how the man got hurt. All of a sudden
our shoulders messed up last year.
Anywhere that Shador goes, ticket sales are going to go through the roof. I don't care where he goes. If he goes to the Colts, it's going to go bananas.
I agree with you, Kev. He don't go to them. He definitely going. He definitely going to New Orleans.
The bottom line, I agree with Monty. There's no way Cleveland passes on Travis Hunter.
No.
Because guess what? They need another wide receiver. Bottom line, point blank. Cleveland will figure it out.
Well, we'll take Carter.
You're going to take Carter with his short arms, and he's going to be just like any other.
So mentioning Travis Hunter. I'm glad y'all said Travis Hunter name. Did anybody see what Ryan Clark said about Travis Hunter? He said, Travis Hunter, I wouldn't take him at 3. And here's why he said he wouldn't take him at 3. He said he's not a number 1 receiver. He said he's not better than Jamar Chase or none of the number 1 receivers who have won. He said he's not better than, and a cornerback, he's not better than any of the Wilsons. Take your pick, whichever Wilson you want to take, any of the top cornerbacks. If you're not playing him 2 ways in the NFL, I wouldn't take him at 3.
But he got to guard those same receivers.
He do got to guard. Is he there? And he said as a cornerback, is he a receiver that you're gonna say you get on Jamar Chase and I want you to follow him with no help? Is he that type of receiver? Is he that type of?
You say he's not a lockdown.
He said and he's not a lockdown quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not a number 1 receiver. Yeah. That's why he said if you're not going to take him at that number 1 spot, at that number 3 spot, and make him focus on that one thing, he said then there's no need to taking him at number 3.
He the best athlete in the draft.
I'm just saying that's what Ryan Clark said.
Well, Ryan Clark was
Ryan
Clark was an average quarterback at best. So I'm not going to listen to his opinion.
Wait a minute.
But
he has a point.
Hold on.
But you do understand.
I know that's not how it's
you
going to
do
go.
understand your top 5, you don't take off of talent.
You take off
of being
the
great.
best. Right.
Best.
Exactly.
And your top 5, they got to be game changers and coming into the league and making a difference immediately.
So is he a game changer at either one of them in that one position?
That doesn't make any sense because the Giants drafted Saquon Barkley and didn't get him go. So that can't be going for that.
That's totally different, man. That's totally different.
That's totally different.
Yeah, that's totally different.
I mean, I'm not getting on the Giants. I'm just trying to understand what your point.
I was totally disrespectful.
They drafted.
That's totally different. That's
I mean, most people say I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but why would they draft the man and then let him go?
It was disrespectful. But the point he's making is they drafted him top 5. And everybody can now see if he's healthy, he that dude, right? Now, it was stupid for the organization to get rid of him. It was stupid. But they drafted him top 5 for that reason.
He's that dude when they drafted.
Well, if he wouldn't have got hurt, he's still.
We're going to get off this topic because we don't want you to stroke out.
Well,
I really want to.
But I think it's a good question because that's a great point. Is he a top corner? Because a lot of people feel like the boy from Michigan is the top corner in the draft. And that way, he's a lockdown. He's locked down.
But is he?
But he gonna go.
But is he good? The best corner is probably what my man for Denver. Or the Bears
about the league right now.
Surtain.
Yeah.
And then the Bears quarterback, right? Number 2.
Jalen 2-3.
Jalen 2-3.
Yeah.
Is he as good as them? Because now Jalen got to follow the best quarterback. You know, the best wide receiver. Because they know more than Dennis Allen ain't going to Dennis Allen old school. Ain't no you stand on one side. No, Dennis Allen already told him. You're going to follow the best.
Right.
Okay. That's what we paid you for.
Based on he say this is what I've always wanted. He said that.
He did.
He said he always wanted to follow and not just play one side.
So with what being said, with what being said, it's a great point, right? Is he a great corner or a great receiver or like one or the other, or is he just good, just pretty good at both? He's a pretty good corner and a pretty good receiver.
That's what
is he kind of like right there?
That's why you take it.
But what's his potential?
That's the good question. So that's the second part of Ryan Clark.
You take him at that number, you drafting on potential.
So what about Deion?
Like he said,
is he as good as Deion?
You're gonna have to focus on one thing before we start letting you play.
And that's what Ryan Clark said.
And Florida State, is he as good as Deion was at Florida State and Colorado?
No.
Okay.
But what do you think his potential is?
But not just the potential. It's potential on what side of the ball, bro. You got to focus on something.
You know something right now.
Exactly.
Was
Deion as good as he was?
He wasn't great.
At Florida State.
He wasn't great.
He wasn't great.
He was better than Travis.
Travis was good. He won the Heisman. Don't disrespect him now. Don't disrespect Travis Hunter now.
It's not that. I think it's the hybrid thing that everybody's falling in love with.
And why I bring up the Deion comparison, he's not going to play wide receiver. He's not going to play wide receiver. He's going to be your quarterback, and he's going to be your kickoff returner. That's it.
But if you him, the money's still received. See, receivers getting paid right now.
And here's now flip side. Did you hear what he said? He said he'd rather retire if he can't play both sides of the
He
ball.
want to play both.
Well, then he might as well go on now. He might as well let his draft
He
start.
want to play both.
Let the
But
Bears
you know
draft
what?
him at
But
10.
when you got him, if you draft him, there's no way you're not gonna try it at both. Then the coaching staff has to say, "Hey, son, we think you good over here. Stay here."
Well,
They're gonna try him
focus on
simply because
He's going to have to
they're
fail.
gonna try him simply because
He has to be willing because let's go back to your boy. Let's go back to your boy. They didn't think Lamar was going to be the quarterback he is. They want him to play tight end, right? A wide receiver, right? What did he say? He said no. He playing quarterback. So he got to be at the same point where he has to be willing to give a take.
Now,
he's pretty good.
For Travis Hunter, for him to play either one of those positions, he got to bulk up a little bit.
He definitely got to bulk up.
He a small frame cat.
He is.
He's a small frame guy.
And he don't live.
So he gonna have to get in the gym.
Travis big. He's pretty big guy though.
He ain't as big as he needs to be to play that.
Not to play that cornerback.
I mean, he not speak somebody.
He okay for the receiver position. He can get away with it.
He got to chase Jefferson.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Can you see him matching up with Justin Jefferson?
No.
Jamal Chase, people like that.
When that running back is running downhill and got past everybody,
You got to hit him.
You got to put him down.
Deion never tackled, so that's not true. Deion.
But what about Boyd? So
Deion ain't tackled
he's
nobody.
not built like the Boise State running back. Like he got built out of attack. He got chiseled out of here.
Yeah, somebody built it. They sculpted him.
Right. I mean, he ridiculous.
Lab created like LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, that dude, that running back out of Boise State.
Oh, yeah.
He built like that dude is ridiculous to build.
Now,
hey, you got to acknowledge my boy who just walked in.
Our boy, Sweet.
What up, yo? What up, that my boy right there?
Sweet.
Hey, let me say this. Since we talking about the draft, since Damani posted it the other day, who I think they're gonna take, I would be completely disappointed if the Bears. I don't care about no offensive lineman. I don't care about no defense.
Tight end.
If you don't take Tyler Warren, who's gonna change the game at tight end, who's gonna be just as good as Kelsey, if not better, and can block like my man from San Francisco, you better. He can block like my man from San Fran, and he can catch like Travis Kelsey. You, without fail, you take Tyler Warren at 10. You take the best player on the board. I don't care about no offensive lineman or no defensive lineman. You make your team unstoppable to offense.
Problem. You locked in command.
Yeah.
What's the other
tight.
You can run first tight end sets. He did in Detroit.
Yeah. What's the other cat? This dude from San Diego, though?
He a blocker.
Yeah, they got rid of
Yeah. You don't care about command. You put him on the trading block sooner or later.
Exactly.
but you make a compelling argument. He ran the two-set tight end all the time in Detroit.
Yeah.
Did he say compelling?
He trying to step in.
The man got the
vernacular is
dictionary
what they
right.
call it. It's not that great.
The man got the dictionary right there.
He got like his vernacular is great.
He got the dictionary in front of him.
Your vernacular is not that great like mine. But anyway, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whoa. Oh.
Yeah, I like that. Wait, Ben, I like that.
Well, since we going there.
I mean, since I'm gonna miss next week's show.
Well, since we going there. So the question is if
I got D.
So just say some things happen in the draft. Say some things happen in the draft, and you got Will Campbell, Big Boy Tyler Warren,
right?
Ashton Genty.
Who?
I'm asking if they there at 10. If all three of them are there at 10, who you take?
You got to take Tyler Warren, and you can keep the running back.
I think you take Genty.
No.
Don't take
No.
You don't need that.
How you gonna? You're not gonna take the tight
end. Draft a luxury. Yeah, but
he ran on two tight ends.
I hold you on the tight end. You don't need a damn running
Genty is
upset.
He likes the two-headed running back.
Gentry or the tight end.
You don't need.
I wouldn't be.
I'm gonna be upset with neither.
I wouldn't be.
All three
of them might be okay.
Another both the offense, regardless of either one that you take.
So you want me to say,
Genty is a game changer running back, bro.
What?
But
You don't think so?
But what I'm saying is the Bears don't need him at 10.
Hey,
You don't need that.
who tap into my man. I want to see what he said.
Sean,
Sean, I want to see what he said.
Hey, Sean, I want you to jump in this. Who affects the game more, running back or tight end?
The tight end.
Tight end got a block.
No, give me. I mean, you asked me. The question is who affects the game more. I would say. I mean, because there's a lot of things. Probably a great running back, just because you're going to give him the ball more. The tight end, you're not going to feed him like you would a running back, and the running back has to block. Running back has to catch the ball. Right? You would feature a running back more than you would a tight end.
But it's a
so I think to answer your question, I think I think a running back would.
Okay, Sean, would you take Gentry or the tight end out of Penn State with the number 10 pick?
Well, is that my only option? I have to take those two? One of those two?
We talking about those two.
If they fail, those two are right there.
And you sitting there at 10, and those two on the board. You the Bears. Who'd you roll with?
I would say, and this hurts me because I'm a running back, but I would say Tyler Warren because you already have a 5'9" running back in DeAndre Swift. You already got a 5'9" running back who does a lot of the same things. He doesn't break tackles like Gentry does, or like Gentry has in college. Let's not forget he hasn't done this in the pros. He's done this against Utah State, San Jose State, and all these other things. He didn't do that well against Penn State. Penn State locked his ass up. Okay, so let's keep that in perspective. All right, Tyler Warren, 2 tight end sets. I think would be a good thing for the Bears.
To me,
if this those two, I would take out of those two. If I gun in my head, I would take Tyler Warren.
Sounds like you got somebody else in mind.
And guess what?
Yes, I do.
Just agree with Sean on one thing. They do feature Travis Kelce in Kansas City. So over the running back, they do that. They have some great running backs. They have some good running backs.
They don't have top receivers,
but they had good running backs.
Are we dealing with Kansas City? Or are we dealing with the Bears? Hey, you're coming from Detroit. Did they feature in Sam LaCanforta over David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs or not?
But they did both things in Detroit. They featured the two tight ends and the 2 running backs.
That's true. That's true.
Well, what was the feature? They didn't talk about the tight ends like they talked about. What was it? Stonic and something or other. With the little nickname they had for him. It was the run game that set up everything. They featured those guys. They're not saying that they didn't feature Jason, the running back. I mean, the tight end.
Laporte. But I think what I look at when you talk running backs, because if you get a running back this dude is a game break. He showed it, right? We can't talk about the small school because Walter Payton went to Jackson State. So let's not talk about the small school thing. I'm talking about a running back. When you talk about a running back, when that running game is going, that's going to help Caleb. That's going to help the line. That's going to help everything. I mean, that helps everything. What's one of the reasons Jared Goff looked as good as he looked because of Detroit's running game. And when you got Ben Johnson, who's a master, he can scheme. He's a master at mismatches, creating mismatches. I think you can create more mismatches with a running back like Gentry can catch out the backfield, can do it all. So I think that's why in my opinion, he's more of he would be a better addition, the effect he'll have on the Bears offense.
If you take the Eagles, to me, if you take the Eagles line against Gentry losing every time. But if you got Tyler Warren against they DBs and they slot corners, he winning every time.
But guess what you're doing? You're game planning for Gentry. So you're game planning, so you're stacking the line to make sure Gentry don't get off. Which means the play action is there all day.
That tight end killer.
Forgetting that the Bears is a quarterback option team. So they're not going to leave Caleb not throwing the ball half the fucking game.
No, it's not saying. But the threat of the run game, though, can be just as effective.
Yeah, I get that. But they can go get the guy in the second round.
But to be honest with you, my Raiders, they got 2 choices without fail. You drive Gentry or you drive Shadour. And to me,
they should take the running.
To me, I'm changing my mind I forget what I said. I'm with Kevin. you keep what's the name, and you take the running back because you got no running game.
Well, angry man. Angry man. The thing about that is, and yeah, you take the running back. You take the running back because you signed Geno. Geno's through 27. All right, you got Geno Smith. The extension's through 27. That would be Shadur Sanders' third year. Okay, if you took him, you got to make a decision on that 5th-year option after the 3rd season. And if you take you won't be able to make a decision on that 3rd-year option because he's been sitting for 2, maybe all 3 years. So I say take the running back. I think Geno's fine, man. I think Geno is, thanks to Shane Waldron, as much as people want to dog him, thanks to Shane Waldron, Geno got that contract extension in Seattle. Now he's got with the Raiders. He got a contract extension there. I think Geno is more than capable of leading that team. He's got to get him some help, get him some receivers. You got a stud ass tight end. You got a stud tight end over there.
Oh yeah. That boy.
Man.
But, so look at it from this perspective. So look at it from this side also. We saw what happened in the Super Bowl, right? Like KC game plan to stop Saquon, and then Jalen got off, right? Because their whole game plan was shut down Saquon.
I don't think they really did.
No, they did. I'm saying Saquon didn't have a big game in the Super Bowl.
But he had a decent.
He had what? How many yards he had in the Super Bowl? Saquon wasn't killing like he was in the playoffs game leading up to the Super Bowl.
Jalen was over.
That's what I'm saying.
He was able to go.
But what I'm saying, but the fact that that's the thing we don't. But the thing we don't see. They're planning for Saquon. That means the safety's up, the linebacker people are up. They're stacking so Saquon don't get off. In other words, they said Jalen beat us, and Jalen did. He did, right? So to me, that I think Genty could have that effect. I'm not saying he will. I think he could have that type of effect to where you're gonna have to pick and choose.
Y'all to move Swift out the way like he
Swift is good, but he
didn't pay him. But you got
he only got another year. We're done after this year.
Nobody's looking past Swift. What I'm looking more at, you got a 2-headed monster now, and
that's what Ben Johnson wanted.
Man, if you get a 2-headed monster, because nobody knew that Gibbs was gonna be
Detroit
number
did.
Number two, and Montgomery was gonna be the workhorse that he was, and they interchanged them.
You know how much flack Detroit got for taking Gibbs like high as they did.
They did. They got shut down a lot.
They knew. They were Nick Rodamus, and they knew what they had.
That's the same thing Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson wants.
The same thing
he said that.
Johnson would want, and we're gonna be like, oh my God, all year long.
And the Bears can't lose with either one, but Gentry not gonna make the Raiders. I'm about with Sean. The Raiders gonna take Gentry as number 6. You don't have to worry about it. The Shadur gonna fall. Shadur gonna fall right to number 9 to New Orleans.
But they said the GM for the Raiders came out and said it's such a running back heavy class. They may take the big boy from Missouri.
Scatterman?
No, Membo.
Oh, okay.
They may build up the line and take another. That's
what
the word.
Well, the Bears don't need Gentry because to me Gentry's good, but you can go get Henderson or one of the other boys from Ohio State.
Yeah, that's true.
I like him. I really like him.
And Henderson can catch 85.
Yeah,
but if
Travion
if
Henderson,
you pass
Caleb
on
Johnson.
10, does he fall to 39?
Who?
Henderson. I'm talking about Henderson.
Oh
yeah.
I don't know if he falls 39.
But you still got the other stud running back at Ohio State.
Yes.
Both of them gone.
And let's not forget Caleb Johnson. Let's not forget Caleb Johnson from Iowa. Caleb Johnson, and people don't talk about this, Gentry led the NCAA in forced missed tackles. All right, so he made people miss. Caleb Johnson was right behind him. He was like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
And he's 6'1", 2 1/4. Like, give me 2 different types of backs. We got a 5'9" running back already. In DeAndre Swift. Who, believe me, he surprised me at how well he ran between the tackles last year. That was one of my knocks on him of signing him. He ran between the tackles a lot last year. Remember one of the touchdowns, he jumped over the linebacker, came in, jumped over the linebacker between the tackles and ran for a touchdown. This dude, it showed me he can run between the tackles, but he ain't getting that hard yard.
Short yardage teams too, though. They were one of the worst short yardage teams too. They had to bring.
You couldn't give him the ball. You couldn't give him.
Right.
He's 180
Roshan
pounds.
Johnson in for that. Right.
That's why they brought Roshan Johnson in. Yes, but with Caleb,
So you're gonna take Gentry and have Swift, Gentry, and Roshan Johnson.
No, Roshan will be gone.
Yeah. For me, it's this. For me, it's this. And I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people get stuck on the Bears need O-line, keep stacking the line, all this, that, and other. I think when you're in the top 10 of the draft, you take
the best
special players. You take Hall of Fame potential type players. I'll give you a prime example. Would you rather have Jalen Carter right now or Darnell Wright?
Absolutely.
Yes. Right. Now, I get it. Jalen Carter had issues. I get it. But
so what?
But I'm talking about Jalen Carter is a special. Jalen Carter's a game changer. Darnell Wright is good.
But that's why Philly GM is the best GM in football.
But you know,
that's why. Because he didn't care about the character.
But you know, he didn't care about the character issues because he had veterans in the locker room
who's gonna
that
get
was
that
gonna tighten that shit up. They tightened him up.
I mean that's true, but
we had the worst.
Yeah, that's part of it. But still, Jalen Carter in college was a game changer. Jalen Carter was a disruptor. He was the dude. Regardless of what, all that, the driving cars, all that other nonsense that was going on. He was a game. Now Darnell Wright is a solid right tackle. He's gonna be here for a long time. He's gonna be a Bear for a long time. I like him. And you got Gervon Dexter, right? So you got Wright and you got Dexter in the second round. I would trade Jalen Carter for them two any day. Jalen Carter changes the game. Everybody around him gets better. Put him in there.
But I'm agree with you.
You always agree. We said it every week. You always say it every week.
It's not a lot.
I agree, Marky. I agree.
Yeah.
So
if you got a guy that's a game changer, like literally can make everybody around him, make the offense better, make you open up for DJ Moore.
Can you imagine him and Dexter on the line right now? Oh man, why did he do that? I'm still mad at him for that.
They let the chat about his off-field stuff.
Yeah, they did.
But everybody wants to upgrade over Braxton Jones. That's the argument.
Well, Braxton, don't forget, Braxton Jones is coming off an injury. That's why me personally, give me Will Campbell, because Braxton Jones is coming off an injury. His biggest issue was his inability to handle the bull rush. Well, guess what? My man hasn't been squatting. My man hasn't been hand cleaning. My man hasn't been deadlifting because of his broken ankle. So what happened?
He's still gonna have the same problem.
He lost a lot of strength. All right, strength. He lost a lot of strength. So there's going to be a competition. Give me that left tackle. And you know what? And listen, Braxton Jones, you can stay in the NFL till you're 35 being a backup tackle and make some good ass money. Deal with it.
Yeah, when I see special in Genty, man. I see a special player in that dude.
I see a special player, Tyler Warren. The best tight end played for my Raiders. He's gonna be pretty good too.
He's nasty. He's nasty, man.
Nobody that's sitting here can say they're gonna be mad either way.
No. Yeah, I agree.
That dude for the Raiders had nobody. Still $100.
Either way.
I will tell you this though. Hey, I will tell you this. There's a lot of draft experts who say Michigan's tight end is just as good, and maybe some say even better than Tyler Warren. Loveland. Yes, they're saying he's.
Tyler Warren?
Yes.
Oh, they say that kid's good, man. They've been talking about him. That boy from Michigan is good.
Yeah, they said the same thing about Atlanta tight end from Florida, and look what he is.
Pitts has been all about coaching.
No,
coaching matters.
Coaching matters.
They've been putting him in bad situations.
Pitts a waste of talent.
When they threw him in the ball,
right, I remember that too.
Everybody dropped the ball.
But he was supposed to be the greatest tight end sliced bread when he came in the league. Remember that?
My tight end catch.
Where did he go? Atlanta.
Hey, the money watched that game. My tight end caught everything.
But even with that being said, Sly, what was not shitting on your team? But what was the Raiders' record? He really had the best tight end in the league.
There's nobody else.
Okay, so he didn't affect too much. I mean,
what? The man broke every time. Rookie record. Don't be this. He had 4 quarterbacks that threw him the ball. What did you want him to do?
What was the Raiders' record?
So you're basically saying Yes, tight end really don't, man. It's not.
He had 4 quarterbacks. He had 4 quarterbacks and no defense.
I'm gonna use one.
I'll give him spots.
Wasted stats.
Whoa.
He got you.
Whoa.
He'll show you this shit over Gino. Gino, that's gonna be it for every wide receiver.
He got nobody else.
Right. Yeah.
But you know.
Hey, Brock Bowers, 112 catches for 1,194 yards. Almost, damn, that's 10 yards a catch. 10-7 a catch, 5 touchdowns as a rookie.
What y'all want him to do?
That's a good question. Who are the wide receivers for Vegas?
hey, Sean, with 3 to 4 quarterbacks going to him.
And the Raiders won 5 games. Carry on.
Hey, we gotta.
You want to hit that? Let's talk about the Giants, right?
Hey, look.
But you don't want to hit that.
We got about 20 minutes. We got to get back to the NBA and the playoffs.
I'm done, bro.
So today,
I'm get you for everybody.
so we got games on the docket today, man. I mean, the playoffs. You know, all year long we kind of dissed the NBA and we was talking about it wasn't exciting and all that. But that shit had picked up like crazy.
Well, that was the Luka trade.
The trades.
Since the trades and all that, the NBA has picked up, and now we want to watch the playoffs.
Matter of fact, who played tonight?
We got the Bucks and Pacers.
Going on right now.
They go on right now. You got the Clippers and Nuggets. That's gonna be one
That's
hell
gonna
of a
That's going to be a good series.
That's
gonna
gonna
be a good series.
Let's go, Kawhi.
Kawhi has
Kawhi
came.
healthy right now.
Yes.
Kawhi looking like Toronto Kawhi.
Hey, and James Harden been playing too.
Charming too.
Yeah.
I get you.
But it's the playoffs. So hard. We know this.
Why y'all sleeping?
He tired.
If the Knicks series,
I think that's gonna be good.
that's gonna be good too.
That's gonna be a brawl.
For the fights.
DJ Till, I'm sorry.
It's going to be good for the fight.
New York gonna get bully ball.
Hey, Sil, I'm not gonna say
Pistons can't beat New
gonna
York
just jump up and beat them. But
Pistons
New York
can't beat
is
New York
not gonna go. New York is not gonna blow through them boys.
I don't think Detroit. I don't think
That's
Detroit.
gonna be a
Gonna
good
win.
series.
Detroit can't beat them in
I
seven.
think it's gonna be the Pistons.
Not
I
us.
got to bet myself to say that.
And Carl Anthony Towns
But
is
it's
gonna
gonna
have
be
a hell of a playoff game.
I think it's gonna be a hell of a series. Them young boys gonna get New
Carl
York.
will
Money,
win.
money.
Carl
New York
will
should
win.
win.
Now,
New York should.
the question in New York, are they tied?
Yeah.
They could be because they coach run them to death. He run them to death.
So that right there is gonna play a factor. Now, the last game on the docket today.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
And I think Minnesota matches up with them well.
No, you.
I don't care what you say, Kev. I don't care what you say, Ant-Man. They match up well, and Ant-Man is going to have an amazing series against the King.
And then who else? Who else gonna have an amazing series?
An amazing series.
I know. I'm going to get his. But the question is, who else? Who just depend on? Mike Conley?
The other four.
Rudy Gobert?
The Tasmanian Devil.
What's the shooting guard name?
Rudy
Zach Randall's going to foul.
What's the shooting guard name for Minnesota?
The fact you don't know his name means he ain't the fact.
I guess you're right.
And that's a fact.
Daniel.
And that's a fact.
Daniel. I think Daniel's gonna lock Reed down.
When it come playoff time,
He
it's
go-
always a matchup.
Daniels is gonna do a little different, something different on Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves ain't gonna get off like you normally
You're
get off.
crazy.
No.
But Daniel's going to spend a lot of energy on
Defense.
defense.
Well, I can safely say I won't be watching that game because WrestleMania.
Okay.
That man averages 30.
X factor
I'm already
on that game. I know y'all gonna look at me like
It's gonna be Randolph. It's Randolf.
It's gonna be the factor.
He gonna do something. He got to do something against Rudy, bro.
He jack up a bad shot. The Lakers going on fast.
I think the X factor for Minnesota is Nas Reed.
Yeah.
I think Nas Reed is. But he's a big man that can shoot.
Yes.
He's a big man that can shoot.
And we know the Lakers are hurt on the
Luka,
big
35 tonight. And he gonna kill it.
But Luka got to go against Collins.
Because he can't guard ball. Luka is a matador right now.
LeBron don't have to be the focal point. Like
Steaming
Luka can
bricks.
hit the ball,
He wearing Patrick Ewing.
cut, all that.
Luka doing what?
He wearing Patrick Ewing because he has cement bricks in his feet.
But don't worry about it.
Oh, wow.
Can we talk about Golden State and Houston, or you don't want to do that?
No, he don't want to do that.
No. Let's
Carry.
go to Sunday.
Let's get to it.
You want to talk about Sunday?
Let's do it.
And
Don't Cleveland play
hold
Miami?
on. You talked about Golden State and Houston. But all year long, they have owned Houston. They lost that last game against Houston. So they 3-1 against them. So
Well,
they can beat them.
We've owned Golden State, and we lost our last game to Golden State. We've owned them all
That is
year.
true.
So you do realize that you lost that last game to avoid the Lakers' first round.
No.
But watch what you're going to do. If you happen to beat Houston and win, the Lakers beat Minnesota, guess who you're going to run into second? Ain't no escaping this.
I don't think
so.
Houston, I don't think Houston got enough scoring to beat Golden State. I don't think Houston can
Young
score.
boys gonna run
They can't score enough to beat
Jimmy and Steph ain't gonna beat.
Houston don't have a closer. Houston does not have a closer.
That's your first game Sunday.
They don't have a
Your
closer.
first game Sunday is the Warriors Rockets.
Houston does not have a
Well,
closer.
I'd rather watch the WrestleMania preview.
That's the last one. You got the Grizzlies and the Thunder. The Thunder just gonna walk through the Grizz. They're gonna walk through it.
I don't
Actually,
believe that.
Memphis is a solid matchup, though.
I don't know about walking through.
You got to get shots before the game, bro.
But he dunked on that playback.
Ridiculous. Y'all been ridiculous lately, though.
But Ja is banged up, bro.
It ain't even about John. Desmond Bain and ball.
Yeah, but it's 3 point.
He went crazy.
JonahJackson never
Thick
wake
neck. No neck.
Like beat your meal.
That was totally unnecessary. Come on.
That man ain't lost some weight. Man, get off my boy, man.
Guess who the show?
Hey, y'all talking about my man. Man, lost some weight. Huh? You wrong.
Fuck you.
You wrong for that.
All right, and then you had the Magic and the Celtics. I hope the Celtics don't play down to the top.
They'll lose one.
Magic get my game. Yeah, Magic get 1.
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah, 4.
They'll lose one.
I think the best series overall is gonna be that Clippers.
But they didn't lose it. They swept the first round last year.
Rewind. The Magic will be swept.
I agree with you, Patrick.
You heard it here first.
They get one in Orlando.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
If
they play down,
take one game off like they always do.
They play
down.
They can take one game off. They be 4-1.
They play down in the regular season. This playoff, the Magic will be swept.
All right, Mr. Blue, I agree with you.
And
I
the
think
worst,
they get one.
the worst series out of the whole first round of the playoffs is this Heat Cavaliers game.
Cavs gonna
Miami get one.
Miami gonna get swept.
They should have had them on the TV
Miami
doc.
gonna get one.
Miami gonna win just as many games as they lost this season.
Miami gonna get swept.
They gonna get one.
They're not winning none.
Miami gonna get
Cleveland gonna go there. Cleveland gonna be home so fast.
Miami, bro.
First of all,
Miami always have a game.
The problem with Miami is, bro. The problem with Miami. I'm gonna tell you the problem with Miami, Kev. The problem with Miami is they too small. They too small. They're gonna get swept. That's it. All you got is bam. They're gonna get swept.
Now, we're gonna do a round robin.
You got Tyler Hero.
Round robin. What? That's everything
Round
is set right now. Western Conference Finals. Who you got?
The Lakers crazy.
Western Conference Finals. Who is in there?
Oh, I got the Lakers at probably OKC.
Okay. Eastern Conference Finals. Who you going with?
Oh, I'm going with Cleveland and Boston.
Leach.
OKC and Golden State.
You gotta be smoking. You got to be high.
I'm asking why. I need to know why you coming up with this theory in the West.
OKC is ridiculous. Number one, and I don't think
exactly.
What's name taking another L? They're not taking another L. Steph been ridiculous.
What?
Steph been fucking ridiculous, bro.
Steph has a bad finger on the shoe. Go ahead.
Hey, dog, that's
Not yet.
Right.
7-game series with Houston.
Only thing I seen, they
Hey, I go with Cleveland and Boston.
You know I'm going with Cleveland and Boston in the East.
Don't be stupid. That's all I'm saying. Be smart.
The West I can't say, man, because I'm still not going to disrespect the Denver Nuggets like that. And they still got that dude. They still got him.
He is good.
So I'm not going to disrespect him like that.
He is good.
Okay. So who you got? Let's pick 2 teams, bro.
All right, I'm
got a gun to your head right now.
Ain't set in stone.
I'm gonna go with Denver, the Lakers.
Yeah.
You ain't want to say.
I didn't want to say it.
Hey.
I didn't want to say it.
Hey, back support. Back support. Go ahead.
Obvious. But go ahead.
BS?
Yeah, back support.
What?
Y'all together.
We the Valerians.
Kill yourself like they did.
They all did.
What the?
That was unnecessary.
Totally unnecessary.
Yeah, Pat kind of took my thunder, no pun intended. But I think Denver and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. The playoffs come down to the top players in the league, and Joker and Luka are two of the tops in the league. So I'm going Denver, Lakers, and I think the East it's always been Boston, Cleveland all year.
The East is Boston. Let's not play around. The West is Lakers, OKC. Because here's the problem: the winner of the Denver Clippers series has to play the winner of OKC, and who? Who won last night? Memphis. Yeah. So Denver is either gonna have a hard time with Clippers. Damn sure gonna have a hard time with OKC. OKC is deeper than Denver. So I got OKC, and I got the Lakers beating Minnesota and the winner of either or Houston or Golden State.
Oh, what I felt.
So it's Lakers and OKC. What's Conference?
So who does OKC have that's going to match up with Joker? I'll wait.
Well, no one.
Big boy that Draymond pumped out that
First of all, no one has a matchup with
Okay.
Let's just get that out of the way. OKC they got a couple big guys. They'll throw Hardenstein on them. They'll throw the Chet too little. They'll throw Hardenstein on them. They'll double them, stuff like that. What has to happen is Jamal Murray needs to play Jamal Murray.
And he will be.
And
he will be. And he will be.
The ball go up in the playoffs.
Okay, that's why I said
All regular season, Jamal Murray is but when it comes to playoffs, it's something different, boy.
Like Denver's not the same team.
And I'll be totally honest. OKC reminds me of those Harden Houston Rockets team. Great in the regular season. In the playoffs, they don't get it done.
You know who they remind me of?
They remind
when
me.
Boston was on the grind and Boston was coming. That's what OKC is right now.
Shea can't do it by himself, bro.
No, but everybody has to.
And Williams is good, but he's not that dude. He's not even a Robin. He's more like Aquaman.
You got Luke Dort.
So let me say this. If OKC is not sitting there in the Western Conference Finals, there's a different team in the Western Conference Finals that the Lakers have to play than the Lakers get to the finals.
More like Saturday.
You know what?
All right, you got who you got, midget man?
Woo! Wow. You call him the little short guy of Austin Powers?
You know it.
So yeah. Okay.
Hey, dog, he ain't got his
With the street problems.
You got dog. I know you got Golden State. So go ahead.
You got Golden State and them in the West.
You got it.
So you know Golden State going against them in the West. Golden State going fishing, right? You do know that.
They're not going.
Because they have absolutely no matchup for Joker.
No matchup for Joker. They ain't got no matchup for him.
And then it's going to be
Draymond.
Cleveland, Boston, and at this point, that could go either way.
That ain't going nowhere but one way. And you just don't want to say it, but you already know it. Nobody can beat Boston in 7 games, bro. No, not at all.
You alluded to the turnovers. They still had a turnover. And your boy is a hangnail from being gone for the rest of the season.
Are you talking about Porzingis?
He a hangnail.
Porzingis had to make it to the playoffs.
I give you that. I give you that.
If he make it through,
I give you that.
They don't need him to have last year.
for the second round,
Yeah, I'm just going to say,
They didn't have
here's the
him
problem.
last
They didn't have him last year.
They're going to need him against Cleveland.
they're gonna need him.
They're going to need him against Cleveland. They're going to need him against Cleveland.
So
Best believe that.
bullshit you not. You know y'all need him.
Against Cleveland, you're going to need him.
You know what? They would need him against
They a whole nother
Cleveland.
team. They a whole nother team.
They would need him. He would be a plus against Cleveland, but I don't think they actually
I'll take
absolutely
Boston
need him.
against
They should
Cleveland.
give him a
I'm
minute
gonna take
to
Boston against
stretch in the
Cleveland.
first
Probably.
Quiet as kept Pat.
And he'll still get it.
Boston should repeat. Like
They will
get
repeat.
2 out of this team.
They will.
Because guess what's going to happen over the summer?
Round.
Somebody
We're gonna come back to this
Who
round
gonna-
robin
because you always what happens in the NBA.
before the playoffs is over.
Their 2 boys already locked up.
They locked
Both of them
everybody-
locked up.
They locked everybody up before they sold the team. I saw it.
They locked
They
up.
locked White up. They locked everybody.
No, they may lose.
White ain't
One
going
of them didn't get locked up.
They say they might lose.
They're gonna be able to pay White because they already paid the other 2.
Somebody,
It's called
unless
second
somebody,
and
unless somebody,
It's the willingness to pay the luxury
unless
tax.
them 2 cats
called
come and
second
say, Let's restructure our contracts to pay my man.
And guess what?
Well, you got two dudes making $350 million.
Both of them. If you think about that, both of them, they humble enough. They will.
They humble enough to do
They will.
Ain't nobody Brown didn't give you nothing.
Ain't nobody
Oh,
talking
Jalen
about-
Brown will be the first one to do it.
No,
Yes, it will.
Ain't nobody talking about Drew Holiday. Nobody talking about Drew.
Drew under contract for a minute.
I'm just
so
saying,
he
Drew.
the X factor.
I'm saying Drew is always the X factor. Any team he's on.
The defense.
But Drew ain't been.
His leadership.
He ain't been the Drew because
He was hurt.
Drew gonna be all right.
If we get playoff Drew, it's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough.
He's gonna be rough.
And don't y'all disrespect the old man, because the old man's he don't ball.
Hey, real, how much time?
Uncle.
3 minutes.
Hey, ain't nobody talking about. Hey, Milwaukee been balling through the end of the year.
They ain't coming back.
Milwaukee is going to lose in
They ain't
Real quick. Yeah, real quick.
Giannis
Speaking of Dame. Speaking of Dame. How did oh. Speaking of Dame.
My point exactly.
How did Dame come back from that blood clot?
Because he didn't have it. There's let me tell you.
I said that.
Let me tell you this.
I said that.
From a person that's had 2 blood clots.
2.5.
I had 2 on my left hand. He had 1 in his right hand. You do not come off blood clot. You do not come off blood thinners that quick from having a blood clot. That's number 1.
Did you mistake your blood clot for the clap?
All right.
Whoa. Great show.
Hey, look. Before we go, y'all. Before we go, thanks for coming out. God bless you. Good night. But guess what? For the Derby, SmokeFellas, May 3rd.
May 3rd, baby.
Platinum, baby. Let's go.
If you ain't went out and got your hat by now,
It's too late.
Stay at home. Stay at home. Because the
too
game
late.
got to be on point.
I surely got
Too late.
You might as well stay at home.
And all half of K&G have been barred from the contest. Got your hat from K&G.
Coming from
Yeah,
Barbados.
don't even wait.
I'm not aware.
It ain't gonna make it. Trump luxury tax.
Partner shots, man. Demetrius partner shots. You got to say,
Hey, the NBA Finals is gonna be ridiculous, and we're gonna have fun with it. Goddamn it!
yeah, follow us around.
Shit on the Lakers.
PG.
Let's not forget. We'll be in Houston for Cigar. Houston Cigar Week. Don't forget, we will be there, and we will be showing out.
Right. KDL.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Giving up y'all Saturday. Thanks for all the comments, all that. Like they said, May 3rd, SmokeFellas Derby Party. Rams the hats, be there. Houston Cigar Week.
I'd like to see yours.
I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to say he ain't gonna have no hat on.
No, I'm waiting for this.
There we go.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Houston.
We went to funeral home to
SmokeFellas on the way.
Time out. I'm sorry. Did you just say he getting his hat from the front?
Come on. Nobody show you, man. Nobody show you. Golly.
You heard that?
I came by.
You heard it.
Thanks for coming out. Good night. Good night.
I know you heard that, man.
Hey, man, we want to give a shout out to Mario Cigars, man, for hosting us today, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mario tonight, man. Tonight,
sir.
Mario Cigars, right at 1765 West 95th Street. Tonight, come on down.
They
man.
prepping it already, baby.
They prepping it, getting it right. Old school barbecue.
Tonight.
We taking it back to Hyde Park, baby. The Hyde Park days, baby.
So if you ain't got nothing to do, now you got something to do.
120 proof all night.
What? I'm going home.
I ain't drinking a sip of that.
As you can see, this one is already halfway gone.
Give a shout out to our producer, Sean, in the background, man, that pop on, man.
It's super bad.
Thank you, Isaac. And happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Oh,
Sean.
it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. My birthday again. Yes. Yes.
You don't get no.
Sean, you don't get no pay.
His birthday is in October, number 1.
What the fuck are we doing here?
First of all, you called him Isaac off the Love Boat.
What were you saying? Happy birthday, Sean. Popped in and did like this. What?
See, Angry Man, if you weren't suspended all the time, you'd understand the joke. But you're always suspended.
MB.
But guess what? I'm taking next week off too. No, man.
Coming out of your check. Don't worry about it.
His knees still ain't shit.
Neither is your back.
Whoa. On that note, that's always say, when it's smoke, there's back.
That was really unnecessary.
There's back.